Live from beautiful downtown Bastrop, it's time for the Stage Select, starring Julian Titus and Justin Ham.
What could this possibly be? Seems a lot like a podcast. Wonder what specifically. Talking about video games. With your hosts, you're in good hands. Not more of the same. Now we'll jump right in. So expect the unexpected and more. Now we'll get grooving. There ain't always gonna walk through the door. There just might be some strategy in this. Just having fun with our special guest. Time for Stage Select.
And here are your hosts, Julian Titus and Justin Ham.
Welcome, one and all, to the Stage Select. I'm Julian Titus.
And I'm Justin Ham. Hi. I've been watching. I'm gonna tip a bit for later. I've now watched all of the Mad Max movies. All of them. I don't know why I did it, but I did it. And one thing that makes me laugh is so the Mad Max series in general has a lot of little people in it. Don't know why it does. It just does. It's just a thing in their universe. Kim, who I watched all these movies with, at one point a little person showed up, and I don't know if this is offensive, so I'm going to apologize up front. But she immediately called them a baby man. She just was like, "Look, it's a baby man," and I was like, I don't know why this is funny to me, but it really is. And I just kept going with that for the entire time. So now I can't stop seeing little people and saying that in my head. And it's a problem. But here we are.
It is. I think you should cut that off right now.
Yeah, no, it is.
You don't want to internalize that and then that just be like the thing that comes out of your mouth.
Yeah, no, that's probably it. But I don't know. It was said with such youthful enthusiasm that immediately I was just like, well, okay, yeah, I guess that's what we're saying there. Sure, why not? But yeah, that's a weird series, but I'll talk about it more later. Anyway, this is a podcast. Hi, we're here.
Hi.
That's
Justin.
What?
I did not notice, because I think it's been happening. It's been gradually happening over like many years.
Sure.
But all of a sudden, I was at the Quick Trip as I do before the show,
Yeah.
and I had not realized just how many things are now Doritos flavored.
Mm.
And I don't know how to feel about that.
Like what exactly? Because I don't know if I've noticed this exactly.
Well, I mean, like obviously, like there's the Doritos tacos,
Sure,
right?
sure,
Because
yeah.
they brought back
Yeah.
the Cool Ranch one for that
Well,
promotion.
it's like the taco shell is made out of Dorito, right?
Right.
Okay.
But then there's like there's different. I think there's like is it Doritos flavored Cheetos or something like that? And then I saw I saw cheese crackers, right?
Sure.
And it was Doritos nacho cheese flavored, and there was also like a Doritos jalapeno, and also I've noticed Doritos has been going like really ham with like new flavors lately. Like there's like, it used to just be like the 2, and now there's like 8.
There's Doritos flavored popcorn. That's the first thing that just popped up.
Yeah, there's been that. Yeah, there's also Cheetos flavored popcorn at the movie theater.
Yeah. That's weird.
Yeah.
At
At some point, they just realized that they could just make things like taste like other things, and
yeah.
I don't think that was really a road that we should have gone down as a society. But then again, as a society, we've gone down every road that we shouldn't go down. So I guess this is where we belong.
That's what we do. That's what we do, apparently. Yeah, I can't. It's almost like I have to be more specific, because I tried to type in Doritos flavored snacks and really didn't get much for it. It just gives me Doritos, because that is technically a snack.
Right.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's odd because I'm gonna guess it'd have to be either nacho cheese or the Cooler Ranch, right?
You'd think, but like I said, one of the varieties of these cheese crackers was like jalapeno flavor, but Doritos branded.
Oh.
Because there is now a Doritos jalapeno flavor.
Sure, why not? Why wouldn't there be that? Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean that's You know, they have a lot of different flavors of Doritos. So I guess, do whatever.
Just all of a sudden, like in the last like couple of years.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It used to just be the Cool Ranch and the nacho cheese, and
For
now
the
it's like
longest time,
bold BQ and sriracha and
there's the golden sriracha
honey
one
mustard.
that's newer.
The sriracha one's pretty good.
There was the sweet chili ones. Those are still around. Those have been around for a while.
Those have been around
Those
for a
were
while.
pretty good. I liked those.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what other ones. I don't know. I've noticed like more pizza flavored options now, which is weird.
I was hanging out with John Gholson last weekend, and he bought a bag of it was like half and half Doritos, and one of them was pizza flavored Doritos,
Okay.
and I had one, and I was like, "This is fine, but it's still not like in the ballpark of my Keebler pizzerias that were
Keebler
discontinued in the late
pizzerias, right.
90s.
Yeah.
Which I pine for.
I remember you talking about those. Yeah. I don't know if I've ever had them. I've had the pizza flavored Pringles, weren't very good.
They'll do in a pinch. I've actually got like half a sleeve like here.
Yeah,
right now.
they're not the worst thing. Like they used to have them at school. I always remember that. And I would get them every now and then, and they're okay. But I recently had pizza flavored Cheetos.
Oh, word.
Yeah, they're not
I
bad.
haven't seen those.
Not bad. They're
wait. Was that the cheese pizza? Cheese Cheeto puffs?
Yeah, they're the puffs. Yeah,
those are fucking
those
great.
are pretty good.
I love those.
Yeah, those are pretty good. Can't complain about them. It was like like a regular Cheeto, but had like a little bit of like the pizza sauce flavor kind of thing going. It was actually surprisingly good.
Yeah,
it's one of those things I don't think I could eat like a giant bag of them, but a small bag that I had, I was like, yeah, this is pretty good. This is pretty all right.
Yeah, I think they were right to do that too. That you could only get it in the small.
Yeah. I bought them at the Dollar General, the General of Dollars. And they were pretty good. They're pretty all right.
Is he related to the Circus of Values from BioShock?
He should be. Yeah. Good old Dollar General.
I do have one announcement. It's not an announcement for us, but it is an announcement for a colleague of ours.
Okay.
I can finally announce that so he's never been on the show, but he is someone that I interact with a lot on social media, and I've been on his show before. And now that this is a thing, we'll probably have him on soon. He already said that he's down to be on. But Moses, the well-read mage, who, if any of y'all are avid listeners of A Gamer Looks at 40, you've likely heard him on there, has finally, well, it's not out yet, but as of when this show goes live for the public feed, October 1st, you can pre-order his new book from Bitmap Books, the definitive book for SNES RPGs Volume 1. It's got like a really nice cover, cool slipcase.
Oh, nice.
And I will have the link for the pre-order thing in there.
Well, congrats to him.
Let me make sure. Actually, well, I think there's not a direct link to it yet, but I'll put the link to like Bitmap Books, and then you can look for it there.
You're an adult. You can find things.
Yes, and I'll do another reminder like once the link is actually live.
There you go.
I didn't ask him about this because I'm not, but I did contribute something to the book. I don't know if it made it to the book, but he did ask me if I wanted to write something, and I pitched him a couple things, and there was one that he really liked. So, yeah, I may or may not be in that book, but if not, it's still, well worth your time.
Yeah.
Moses is very passionate about Super Nintendo RPGs, sometimes controversially so,
Okay.
but
Fair.
he's really great at editing and writing, and I can totally see how he was able to pull something like this together. He's been working on it for 3 years
good.
with a bunch of different people contributing and stuff like that.
Cool.
So, and he's actually been like playing through every Super Nintendo RPG on his Twitch streams. So he's like,
that's good.
Almost done.
Nice.
At this point.
That's cool.
Yeah. So definitely check that out. I'll be getting a copy myself because I like stuff like that.
There you go.
I guess I'll kick things off, Justin, because I've got quite a bit, so I can kind of like start off and then we'll pick, ping pong back.
I was gonna say I don't have a lot, so
Yeah. I finished Chrono Gear Warden of Time this week.
Cool.
Which was that HoloLive indie fan-made game.
Yes.
Starring Oro Crony from HoloLive Promise. And that game's great.
Cool. I
was really happy with that game overall. I was pretty impressed that, it's about it's weird. My file says that I spent 11 hours on it.
Yeah.
But I got like a rating at the end of the game where it said 6 hours because it like kind of tallied up like all of the times for all of my levels.
Sure.
And I'm like, there's no way that I spent 6 hours in the hub worlds of each world, like talking to everybody. That maybe accounts for like 45 minutes or an hour.
Right.
Unless I just like died that much. But I don't really remember dying. I don't know. It was like a weird way of counting it. So I'm going to say 12 hours.
Okay.
Because that's what the file says. But either way, I was pretty impressed that by the end of that time, the levels were they kept doing new things. And I was like super impressed with the variety of the levels, the variety of the mechanics. The overall story was really great. Yeah. I think it's obviously going to hit like way more if you know who these people are, who these characters are.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but even if you're not, I think there's enough context in there that I think in a vacuum it just reads as a pretty interesting like anime story.
Yeah.
Where then if you have like the personality behind all of the personalities, then it's like, oh, that actually really hit in a way. And obviously like cute little Easter eggs and stuff like that. For example, one of the games that Crony loves to play on stream is Power Wash Simulator. And they managed to put a 2D version of Power Wash Simulator into one of the hub worlds.
That's cool, yeah.
And I was just thinking like, man, how crazy would it feel to not only have a game made about you,
right,
but also specifically for you?
Right.
Like, no, I put this in here for you, the person that this game is based on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's cool.
It's kind of a trip, but I think my biggest complaints, now that it's said and done, I don't think that the game really utilizes her time mechanics as well as it could have, because like I said, she can slow down time and she can speed herself up.
Right.
And other than really using that to like basically make most combat feel kind of trivial.
Sure, yeah.
There's not a lot of like, oh, I needed to do this specific thing in order to progress, right? Like it's very much like a use it if you want, you don't have to, but it's gonna be easier if you do type of thing, which feels kind of weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. The other thing is that like it really didn't need to go as hardcore as it did in like the 11th hour. Like the last few levels, the difficulty spike is like kind of insane.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah.
And like most of the levels were like 10 to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then one of the final, I guess it's really the final main level, because then the rest of it is kind of like a lot of like narrative and like some weird like boss/level hybrid type stuff. But the final real level is like a 45-minute juggernaut.
Okay.
Of just this massive area that you're like exploring and doing different things and all. It feels like a completely different game, which on one hand it's like, man, you really did make this game feel fresh the whole way through.
Yeah.
But at about the 30-minute mark on this last level, where it's like it's still going on, it's like, okay, I'd like this level to end, please.
Right,
Like I know
yeah.
I can feel the finish line. But no, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really impressive that they got Chrono and like I think one or two of the other talents to actually do original voice acting for
That's
it.
cool, yeah.
And it was like a real cool, again, just a lot of like loving attention to detail that I think even if you don't know the source material, like I think you'll see it as be like, this feels important. Like this feels like a thing that I would know if
you knew what
these
was
characters
going on,
better.
yeah.
Which I appreciate, right?
Right.
Like, and then if anything, like it could be like someone's like really good entryway into.
Oh yeah, sure, absolutely.
Into HoloLive. It's interesting, and I think it just speaks to how long this game was in development because like none of the English talent after second gen is in the game. There's little references to them.
Oh, okay.
But none of them actually appear in the game, and I think it's because like they've been making this game since those generations didn't exist.
Yeah.
So there wasn't really time to put them in, which is kind of a bummer, but you know, it is what it is. But I highly recommend it. I think if you're looking for a fun throwback action platformer, this is definitely one worth checking out. Really impressive sprite work, really impressive animation work, considering that it's like a really small team. And again, fan made, right? Like,
right.
It's for sale, and it got published by HoloLive Indie, but that's not the way that it started out. It just started out as like a passion project,
yeah.
And it shows in every respect.
Sure.
So
sure.
And I think that also officially put me at 10 2025 games completed.
There you go.
For the year. So I have a default top 10, although one of those is Metal Gear Solid Delta, which I don't really want to count.
What I was going to say, you can't count those, Julian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but fortunately, there's I have a vacation, and we have 2 full months before we start recording. Game of the Year. So I think I got plenty of time to finish some stuff, and also I thought I was going to finish Wanderstop today because I wasn't feeling all that great today, and so I didn't go to work. But I was playing Wanderstop, and I was like literally, I got to the point where Bora was like, "Hey, I think this is the end."
Right.
And it's like, okay, cool. And then I got to an order where it was like, okay, you need to plant, we need these specific plants that you haven't had before, but also you need to put it in the pot in this specific order. And I was like, I'm going to come back to this later.
Yeah.
I enjoy that game, and I get what it's doing, and I get what it's saying, because it's very explicit about what it's saying, and it very much is like the anti-gamer game.
For sure.
Like, just even just by nature of the way that the first chapter ends, and then the next chapter begins, and it's like, and your character is like, I thought that there was more to do there.
Yeah.
And Bora's like, I mean, maybe, but probably not.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry about it.
Yeah,
like,
basically, yeah.
And that's really the game. Is like, yeah, don't worry about it. Like, just
pretty much,
just enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, but, and I think that's my thing with the whole thing. I was like, yeah, but,
yeah, no, there's that was my biggest like kind of complaint. There's certain things that I'm like, I wish I could have at least seen a conclusion to that, because I thought it was going to come back around at some point. I was like, oh, eventually they'll come back or something. We'll have more to do here. And then it kind of doesn't do that. And so, yeah, it's weird.
Which is very much the point.
Yeah.
And I get it. And it very much is like a stop and smell the roses type of game. And I like, and that's what I like about Life is Strange, right?
Sure.
And the games that branch out from Life is Strange, either the Don't Nod made ones or the Deck 9 made ones.
Yeah.
But I think, and I this has been kind of my thing with a lot of games like this, and I think probably I might be immune to cozy games simply because so many of them are like, yeah, man, do whatever. And I'm like, yeah, but I need.
Yeah, but you want it to pay off somehow. Yeah, no.
I want it to pay off somehow, but also and this is my way with like a lot of things. Like okay, perfect example, right? We have a free company house in our Final Fantasy 14
Sure.
free company.
Yeah.
My friend Shanna spends hours and hundreds of thousands of gil decorating and redecorating that house.
Sure.
And it looks amazing.
Yeah.
But like I would not purchase a house in game for myself.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't be bothered. But like if the game gave me a house and said, here's your house, do whatever, I'd be like, okay, but what do you want me to do with it?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, just do whatever. And it's like, okay. I mean, I guess I'll put a bed in here, right?
Yeah.
That's probably it, because that way I can
Right.
log out.
Yeah.
Like I can log out from here if I have a bed. So let me do that. And I guess I'm good.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And that's kind of my thing with a lot of these things where it's like, I'm not buildy.
Right.
I'm just, and I wish I was. I wish I
You're
was
more,
that type of
you're
person.
more akin to the Skyrim style of decorating where it's like you just go pay a man money and they just do it for you.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Yeah. Like Skyrim, you buy a house and it's like it doesn't have anything in it except for a bed. And you can just use the bed if you want. But like you can also go like to the man and go, here's 900 gold. Make this room cool. And then they'll go, okay. And then that room, you go back like that, right back to it. And it's like, oh yeah, now this room is a complete room and so on and so forth. So yeah.
Like, I think I took a stab at that with Fable 2. Like, I think the first place that I bought, I like took some time to put stuff in it and everything. And then when I realized, but I can literally buy every single piece of property in this game over the course of time, I was just like, no, yeah, just hit the button.
Right.
Let's just hit the button.
Yeah. I get you. It depends. I get in moods sometimes where like I want to do that. And like in The Sims, every now and then I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna make a really cool house, and then it takes a while, and then I'm like, okay, I'm done doing that.
Because your thing with The Sims usually is just like simulating the people.
Yeah, I just like making the I like to make the I go into the pre-built houses half the time because I'm like, yeah, it's done for me.
Yeah,
these work, they're fine. I've never been a big house decorator. Like I said, every now and then I'll get on a kick with it, but pretty rarely. Yeah. Decorating houses has never been super my thing. But
worth noting that that's also just the way that I am in real life.
Yeah,
like,
no, me too.
Like John's apartment is amazing. Like it's so decked out with all sorts of shit. Like here's the Thing shrine, and here's the Galactus shrine, and here's the Thanos shrine,
right?
And like here's like and it's just all like really like well put together, and it feels lived in, and like it's like there's no waste of space. And like I mean I've been living here for 4 years now almost, or 4 years actually, and like I haven't put a single thing up. Like I've got stuff on my shelves.
I was going to say, you got stuff on your shelves, yeah.
But I don't have anything on my walls.
Right.
And then, like, there's, like, nothing in the bedroom. There's nothing in the living room.
Right,
there, you know, and that's just how I've been since I moved out of my fancy apartment. My fancy apartment, after my mom died, I did make a concerted effort to, like, decorate that apartment. But then I was like, but now I got to, like, plaster over all these holes and everything. And I'm still in that mindset here where I'm like, yeah, but eventually I'm gonna have to plaster over all these holes. And
yeah,
I still am not in the mindset of like, no, this is mine.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I could paint if I wanted to.
Right.
I could like do this if I wanted
to.
Yeah,
you could. You can do whatever you want. Yeah, that's the crazy part.
Well, to a point.
To a point. Yeah, to a point. Yeah, you have an HOA, so yeah, you can't go too nuts.
But I am enjoying Wanderstop. I'm looking forward to seeing it through to the end. I have a feeling that if it does this one thing, then I could see that kind of breaking my heart at the end. Because like so far, it hasn't been as emotional as I was expecting it to be. I don't think that it has so far delivered on that first trailer.
Yeah,
that got me interested.
The end hits pretty good. I thought I liked the ending of the game. Like I said, I felt like a lot of the stuff in it could have used a better conclusion.
Yeah.
Like some of the like little character arcs and stuff that you meet.
so far the best one of those has been Ren, the other warrior that you encounter.
Yeah, that guy's pretty. Yeah, that's one that. Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah. And also the one that I just did today, Zenith. The
yes, that one's fun. The
that whole
coffee
thing,
arc. Yeah,
the coffee arc is probably like the highest point. Like
that one's
not
pretty
the highest point, but it's a high point of that.
It's pretty
game.
fun. I enjoyed that bit. But I also don't see. I get again where we're talking about like where I get what the game's going for, but I distinctly remember being like, well, why would I decorate? Because it's gonna once I'm done with all this, then it just goes away.
Right.
I guess and I'm like, well, okay, well the point is to take the pictures, but you can only have so many pictures up, so you gotta pick and choose, and then it's giving you all these neat little pictures to hang up, but I can't use them all. I don't know. I was like, I just want a photo album. Just give me that would be plenty. I could take a picture of a thing I did and be like, remember that I did that. That was cool.
Yeah.
And just
especially
have it there.
There are some things that stay, right? Like the wind
the
chime is
photos
there.
do.
The photos in like on the frames do. The guy that did the demon hunter that did the ritual, his ritual stands are still where they were, but most of the other stuff is like, it's like
it just kind of goes away. Yeah, and like I said, like you and I guess both said now, like I get what they're going for a lot of the time. I just don't think it. I feel like maybe you want a better way to commemorate it if you want to really do that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have the frames filled with stuff that you want to keep or whatever, then those photos just kind of disappear that you didn't put up, and it's like, okay, I don't know.
Yeah.
Shit drove me nuts.
And in the coffee arc, like everything that you get is photos.
Is a
and
photo?
It's like, well,
yeah,
they're gone. Because I was like, they're not interesting enough to replace what I've already got up on the walls.
But they have their own little fun bits in them, and I'm like, that would be fun to put, in an album or something. I don't know. Give me something to do with it. I don't know. It was that was a bit I didn't really care for, but yeah.
And then I tried a demo for something that I did not. It was funny. It was one of those things where I saw someone on my PlayStation friends list that it was like, oh, they played this for the first time, and I was like, is that out? And so then I looked on the store. I was like, oh no, there's a demo for it, which is Gothic, the remake of Gothic,
right?
From THQ Nordic. And I have not played the Gothic games. I knew the name, but that was it. Like I wasn't even really sure what type of game they were.
I know the name, but I don't know the game. Yeah. That's it.
I want to say based on what this is, it feels like it's probably like a PlayStation 2 era PC RPG that they're remaking.
That sounds like what it would be. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's definitely like a behind the back third person thing. So it's not trying to go for the Baldur's Gate thing.
Okay, sure.
And the setup is that very similar to Path of Exile. You were like tried for a crime and thrown into this prison colony that's basically it's funny because it's similar to another game I'm going to talk about.
Sure.
It's basically like a area that's just like kind of walled off from the rest of the kingdom that you can't get out of, but within they're just like, do whatever. Like, if you want to like create your own society, we don't care. Like we don't, you guys are trash to us. Like it doesn't matter until a war breaks out. And then they're like, oh wait, but we actually need the ore in the mine.
Right.
That you have there. And so that gives the prison colony like a little bit of power where they're like, okay, but here's our terms, right? So they're getting like there's like two factions, and one of the factions that controls like the mine, they're kind of dictating to the kingdom like, okay, you're going to give us X number of supplies for X number of ore that we ship you and stuff like that. But you're thrown in there, and it's very much a PC RPG where it's like, all right, go.
Right.
Because like one thing, and I don't know if this is how the original's dialogue is, but the timing of the dialogue felt very fast, where it was just like no pause in between like one line of dialogue to the next. It almost felt like a run-on sentence.
Oh wow.
And the guy was just like, yeah, so you're here now, and you're not part of us, so get the fuck out of here, but you better find shelter by nighttime, because there's this monster that we saw out there that will fuck you up if, you know, you don't have a fire or whatever, or shelter. And you're like, okay, what do I do about that? And they're like, I don't know, fuck you, go out.
Yeah.
And so you go out, and you don't have anything. Like, you've got pants.
Okay, good.
Boots.
Well, that's something.
You start at level 0.
Oh, good. Even, yeah.
And like, the first thing that I did was stepped on a bug, and I got like, I think like 5 experience or 10 experience points or something like that. And I was like,
well, there you go.
Oh, it's one of these.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I met like someone from the other faction who was like, hey, if you help me hunt like this game, you know, maybe you can sit by our fire. And I was like, okay, cool. And so like then no tutorials, by the way.
Oh, why would there be tutorials, Julian?
Yeah. So he's like, do you have a weapon? I'm like, no. He's like, well, come back and get a weapon. I was like, okay. And I found like a rusty sword nearby, so I had that.
Okay. Well, there you go.
And you know, basically flailed my sword to you know, hunt the game.
Yeah.
And then he was like, okay, cool. But if you actually want to like have shelter with us, you need to go find like the leader of my group, because he's searching for one of our missing guys. And I was like, okay, where is he? He's like, well, he should be in the canyon here somewhere. I'm like, okay, cool. Keep in mind that it's not a very large area, because the way the game starts out, I guess there was like some sort of landslide, so you're actually kind of blocked off from the larger part of the game, which is a good way of like kind of getting you into this setting, right?
Okay,
I get why they would do that. It's a more focused area before they let you out. It's like the Citadel.
Yeah.
You know,
in
Mass Effect.
They do this a lot in these kind of games. Yeah.
But much, much smaller than that.
Sure.
And so like I'm looking around, and I come across like 2 of the guys from the other faction. One of them like challenges me to a sparring match.
Why wouldn't they?
And to like teach me some pointers. He killed me in one hit. I mean, I didn't die, but I just like, he knocked me down in one hit because I was already injured. And then he was like, yeah, not bad. And I was like, okay.
Well, good job.
And then another guy brought a beer too, and then he gave me some information, and then I found like a cave where there were some rats, which you know, classic PC RPG,
right?
But in like I don't know, 45 minutes of play and going back and forth across this very small area, I never found the dude that I was supposed to ask about searching for the other dude.
Yeah,
and I'm like, all right.
Well, that's another 10 or 20 hours in, Julian. That's when the game gets good.
I don't,
you know,
it was like very unwelcoming, which, you know, on one hand, like there's a certain appeal to that.
Yeah.
And well, like I'm playing a game that does similar things, but I think in a much more elegant way, but it's also a 2025 game versus I'd say this is probably like a 2003-ish.
Yeah, I was gonna say this feels like a thing for people who played the original and know what that's about and want to do that again.
Or you know, if you cast your, I don't know what the PC was like back in that time. Okay, 2001 was the original release.
Yeah,
okay.
That sounds right.
Yeah. You know, I wasn't playing PC games then, so I don't know what the expectation for those types of games were back then. It might be a thing where it's like, yeah, if you were on the PC in the aughts, this was like second nature, and you knew exactly what to do.
Very well could have been, yeah.
Yeah, because you know, I mean, I don't, not so much here, but well, no, I guess we were talking about Baldur's Gate 3 a little bit, but definitely also on Nerds Without Pants, like I would definitely remark, because back at Pixelbit, I reviewed a couple PC games that were very much homages to Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. Yeah. But because I didn't have any of that experience, I was like, these suck. What are you supposed to do in these?
Right.
Like, what? You're just here, and like, I guess you talk to a bunch of people, but no one really has any pertinent information, and then I die.
Yeah.
Okay, and you know, but again, I was a console kid born
Yeah,
like
you learn
all the
not
way
to
through.
do that. That's what you learned.
yes.
Now start over.
And then I guess, you know, reload your save and then not do that. And then
Either
you know,
reload your save or start the game completely over every day.
yes, because that happened on one of them that I reviewed.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
I guess I have to start over because
Yeah, I fucked this up.
yeah,
And that's how you learn. Eventually you go, okay, now I learned how to not fuck it up.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I learned how to not fuck it up that way.
Right.
But
But then you fuck it up another way. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. That's how it goes. That's how
Yeah.
it goes. Siberia is the ultimate example of that. It's just you learn how to not fuck it up one way, and then it's impossible. That game's impossible. It's stupid.
Which one?
Siberia. We played it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's just
And that
constantly
was-
learn what not to do. And
That
then,
was kind of my experience with PC games that weren't
Right.
Doom.
yeah.
Like the few that I played, it was like that's kind of what
That's
I learned
it.
from them.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Never found it particularly. Like, I mean, you know, I enjoyed like the King's Quest games that I played and stuff like that, but it was also because it was our new computer and I'd never
Right.
played a game like that before, so it was kind of nifty. But you know, as I think back, it's like, man, there was some fucking bullshit in
Right.
King's Quest 6.
Yeah. Well, when you're stuck at your aunt's house and that's all there is to do, you just
Sure.
learn to do it, I guess, is what you do. And then you get to the shit part and you're like, oh, this is different. And then you die a bunch of times and you're like, oh, this is the part of the game that sucks, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it was. But the whole game sucks, but it's great at the same time. It's great.
And then one last, well, I mean, not one last thing, but one last thing before for this like intro section,
Sure.
and we'll kick it over to you. And this is quick. Just more of a word of warning, because I know that there's a handful of listeners that are in the Discord that either already partook of adult content games before
Sure, yeah.
listening to the show, or have decided to partake because
Sure,
of this show.
yeah.
I was in the mood for a new adult content game, and I perused my wish list, and I decided upon LISC, LISC, which stands for Life in Santa County, because that was the original name of the game that got taken off of Steam for, you know, when Steam rejects your game for adult content, they're never really clear on what it is. But my understanding is that it was like too much of a college setting or something like that, which I find weird when you have
Okay.
games like Being a Dick and College Kings and
Yeah.
whatnot. And then also, look, like American cinema is built on ribald college like
Maybe
shenanigans, right?
Maybe it wasn't college enough. Could that be it?
maybe it felt like a high school setting to
maybe
them or something.
maybe it was like more of a high school, and they were like, okay, that's too, and I could see that, you know.
Yeah. It's hard to say because a lot of these games were also made by like other people that live in other countries.
Countries, yeah, I was just gonna say.
And I think also that a lot of them are using like assets that are just on the store, and it's like, so they'll grab a classroom, right? And it looks like a high school classroom, but that's not what a college.
That's not what a college.
That's not what
classroom
American
looks.
colleges look like.
That's the one thing Being a Dick does actually do pretty well on most of the time.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I think that dude's like American, so
Yeah,
like he
exactly.
knows,
So they know
yeah.
they know what they're they know
Yeah.
the culture a little bit more. So yeah, I get it.
And this game, and the reason I chose this one is that I had heard like good things about it, and I know it's one of those that's been it was in development for a long time.
Sure.
And then it you know, like it's season 1 that's on Steam, and it had recently been released. I think it was released this year actually under the name LISC to like get because they had retooled like a lot of
Sure. Yeah.
the setup and everything. And it's very obvious like what the inspirations are. Like it's going for like Being a Dick in the sense of like it's a visual novel that then breaks out into little bitty sandbox areas where
Sure.
you can move around,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's really you're in like a home or something. You're
Yeah.
not like maneuvering from like around the city and stuff
Right,
like
yeah.
that. But then like story wise, like character wise, like, oh man, Like, so my favorite characters in Summertime Saga are Maria and Tony, who run the pizzeria.
Sure.
They're like integral to the plot, and they kind of take the main character in almost as like their the son they never had.
Right.
Like, it's a really beautiful little story. And here it's like, oh, it's evil Maria and Tony, because like this guy actually still works for the mob, and he's like a piece of shit. But then it's like he's got the hot wife still, but then when she turns around, she's got like the flower handprint like on her ass, just like Maria does in Summertime Saga. And it's like, you're not even being subtle here. Like it's really kind of sad.
Yeah.
And so if you're looking at a trailer, you're like, okay, those character models look pretty good. Like, the animations look pretty good. The posing looks pretty good. Cool. And then it's got like mostly positive reviews. It's like, all right, this seems like a good one.
Sure.
It is incomprehensible.
Oh, good.
It does not make a goddamn lick of sense, Justin.
Yeah.
It feels like everything is out of order. It's constantly like introducing characters, but then it'll quickly do like a flashback to not the introduction of that character, just like a previous moment that the main character encountered them, that still doesn't really tell you anything about this person.
Yeah.
But you're still expected to know like the relationship here.
Okay.
It does like, to me, the cardinal sin of porn visual novels, which is when it transitions, it's just like, after a while, or meanwhile, or, like
right,
it's just like a big black screen with white text, and it's like there's better, more elegant ways to transition your scenes.
Sure,
you can be a lot smarter about it. There's like a character that's living in the attic who she's been there since the beginning of the game, and at one point she says that she's going to, like, she threatens to leave to go study, like to go to an art school abroad.
Sure.
But then it turns out, and like the landlady is like very like upset about it, and she asks you to go talk to her, and then she's like, oh no, I was just kidding. And it's like, okay, that seemed like pointless conflict. And then later on, she acts like she's just moving into the attic now. She's like, yeah, I was thinking I could do this and that in the attic. And it's like, you've been there. Like, that's what you've done. There were so many times, I think I played like maybe 2 or 3 hours, and there's so many times where I was like, what?
Yeah, that's a good sign.
What was that? Who are you? And I would avoid LISC.
Okay.
At all costs. That is my PSA, because it is one of the more popular ones on there, and it's oddly like well reviewed. So
I haven't been perusing Steam as much as I usually do, so yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, they can't all be winners. What are you gonna do?
Most of them aren't.
Yeah, I was gonna say about 90% of them aren't. You're usually, there's a diamond in the rough every now and then where you're like, oh, this is kind of neat. This is kind of actually good.
I think I've had probably maybe a slightly better luck. I'd say more like 30% of them are pretty good of the ones of the ones that I've played.
Right. Yeah, if you're picky about them, I sometimes I get a lot of them because I'm like, that sounds stupid as hell, and I'm like, it is stupid as hell, and then but yeah, okay, duly noted that one's not very good. Oh man, I guess now I have to talk about video games. Well,
I mean, you don't have to.
I can. I'm gonna do it. Here I go.
Okay. Well, now I feel threatened.
I keep messing with Cyberpunk a lot. I don't know why.
Okay.
Yeah. What
about that?
What's up?
Because last week we were talking about Cyberpunk, and I was like, man, yeah, Cyberpunk was really fun, wasn't it? And then when I went over to John's house on Sunday, he was playing a mission, and I was like, Yeah, Cyberpunk's real fun,
It's
isn't
real
it?
fun. Yeah. I decided, since I finished the story pretty recently again, I was like, I just want to play it, so I just keep walking around and doing like the gigs and doing like the little like NCPD little signs and stuff like that, and just murdering people. But I have like a hacker build this time, so I just walk in and just nuke everybody in one shot, and it's really fun to me. Before they even know what's going on, and then I always make the last guy kill himself. That's my calling card. It's real fun.
Yeah,
I have a
watching
blast.
John play it, I feel that I fucked up my build because that's what I was going for.
Yeah.
But I was not pulling off the shit that he was pulling off.
Right. Yeah. It's wild. Yeah, that game's fun.
Do those, like the gigs and stuff like that, are those, is there an end to them, or does the game generate them like Skyrim?
No, there is an end to the gigs, the gig part of them, and I think there's an end to the NCPD ones too. Like once they're gone, they don't come back. But
Okay.
you can do.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, there is. You can do very little of the story and just do those, and I'm at level 40 right now out of 60. So, yeah. And I don't have much left in the way of that stuff. Like I've cleared out a lot of it. I still haven't gone out to like the Badlands or anything like that, but
Have you even done the heist yet?
yeah, I did that. Because that's how you have to do that to get out of Watson. So, or else
Okay.
you're just confined to that one area of the map, but yeah, so you have to do that, but other than that, yeah, that's what I did that just so I could be like, all right, because I did all the gigs and all the NCPD stuff in that, and then I was like, okay, I guess I have to do the actual story just to progress here, and so I did it, and then we've just been walking around the city doing that just for something to do because it's fun to me, and then going to clothing stores in between. Because you got to look cool doing stuff, even though you can't see
Right.
your character. But unless you get a bike, which I do have, so that's one thing I've been doing. I did try out Shinobi. That game's pretty okay. That's a pretty alright game.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's super my thing, but I don't hate it. I liked fighting in it. I thought pretty much everything I was doing felt good.
Yeah, there's like a weight and an impact
Yeah.
to the combat that I was not expecting.
Me too. You're right. They give you a lot of stuff to work with, and sometimes it's like a little overwhelming. But like, as I was going, even just through the bit that I played, I was like, no, I'm starting to get it. Like, I got to like the first boss, and I think they beat me once, and then I went right back in and beat them, and that was cool. I'm very much with you where I don't know how I feel about the overall like design decision of like, then you're going to come back here. I'm like, why would I come back here though? In storyline, that doesn't really make sense to come all the way back here for.
Yeah.
It's real weird.
And I went back to that first level probably 4 times before I actually had all of the stuff that
Right.
had needed to get everything in that level.
Yeah.
And
I believe
that
it.
felt kind of annoying where I was like, oh, I thought that's all I need. Oh no, there's still other stuff that
Yeah.
I need to get this stuff, and I guess I'll just exit out of here and come back later. And
Yeah.
that's not a great feeling.
It's not a real. Yeah. That's super not my thing.
If it was if it was one big map, that's a different
That
story.
could kind of work, or have, yeah. If it was one continuous map with like ways to teleport around, which it has in there, ways to teleport
Yeah.
around in the level, it's real weird. It's very strange. It's like they designed it one way, and then I think, and the thing that kind of dawned on me was as soon as I beat that, it was like, here's a bonus level, and I went, oh, maybe this is why you guys did it this way, because you wanted to throw this stuff in here.
It's
see.
that, and it also allows them, because the one problem with the large map format is that you can have like different-ish styles to the
Right.
areas, but not as different as, this is a desert and now you're in like a Tokyo like downtown setting, right?
That makes sense.
Which this game does. So on that respect, I get it, but I guess I wish that the levels were less exploratory if they were going that route.
Sure, I totally agree. Yeah,
Because interesting that you brought it up this week because I was there's a trophy for beating it in under 10 hours. And I missed it by half an hour.
Sure.
On the first playthrough, and I was like, yo, what if I start a new file though? I want to see like what I can do with like just like a base Joe Musashi and see if I can wreck some shit up.
Yeah.
And the first boss still beat me on the first try because I was overconfident.
Right.
But I kind of like went roughshod on that first level, and it felt really good because like even though I didn't have like all of my upgraded abilities, the base kit and my knowledge of the combat was such that I was just they were not prepared, and that was very fun. But at the end of the day, it was like, yo, that level still took me 19 minutes because it's just a long fucking ass level.
It's a long. It kept going for a while. I was kind of surprised. But no, the fighting and stuff felt really good. The like platforming stuff that was there wasn't super frustrating or anything like that. So I didn't hate it. I like I said, I only played for that first level and the bonus level. I was like, this is cool. I'm gonna come back to this at some point maybe. But like, it's a neat game. I don't know if it's super my thing, but I do like the fighting in it, and that accounts for a lot in something like that, because a lot of the times in games like that I'm just like, I don't know, it feels like Castlevania or whatever, and I just don't care. And even the original games, right? Like the PS2 games were something different, but if you're looking at like Shinobi 1 through 3, like if anything, like those games are almost more like shooters because you're just throwing shuriken. Yeah. And so this being like, no, the kunai are actually like a really vital limited resource, and it's mainly like melee combat and really crunchy melee combat at that. It was like, okay, that's an interesting take on this, and for the better. Yeah, I agree. It was cool. It's a very cool game. I also really like the look of it in motion while you're playing it too. It looks great. Yeah. No, I totally agree. So yeah, that's a good game. I can see why you like that one. Yeah. Hopefully I found out after the fact that Yuzo Koshiro actually did the soundtrack, and I feel the soundtrack's a little bit of a miss, honestly. Yeah, I wasn't super into any of the music in it, admittedly. Yeah. But then again, I don't know. I'm only the first level or so in, so yeah. I don't know, maybe there's a good track in there somewhere. I don't know. But and then the other game I played, I did make the mistake of buying that game like 2 days before this dropped. So Hades 2 1.0 is now a thing. So I bought it on my Switch 2 video game console because it's only available for Switch 2 and PC right now, and I don't have my PC on me at the moment. So I was like, well, I guess we're gonna fire up the old Switch 2 for its second ever game. Admittedly, really big get for the Switch 2. Yeah, for sure. For a system that does not have, not a lot of new games, right? Yeah. Like its launch was a lot of older games that were new to Nintendo players, but not new to anybody else. Yeah, and I guess to some extent this is kind of the same because like a lot of people, myself included, I played it a little bit in early access, and I mean a little bit. For me, it's like the 1.0 is still, that's the thing, right? Yeah, so that's what I was waiting for. Yeah. Yeah. And as I was, so I basically just started fresh because it was I would have done that even on PC because I was like, I can't exactly remember what was going on or what the story was or any of that stuff. I remember the general concept of it, but I wanted to see it again. So fired it up and started playing it, and it starts off on a run just like the original Hades did, and I was playing it, and then like slowly as it went I was like, oh yeah, no, I'm feeling this again. This is I'm feeling this again. Like today I actually got to kind of really sit down with it and play it. And as I was going, I was just like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm feeling it again. This is that Hades feeling that I really like." It definitely has some differences to it, but like the more I play, the more I get used to them and how they work and all that shit. And that game's fun, man. It's really fun.
Yeah.
My big complaints when I played it way back when it first dropped in early access were like, you would get to certain points and like the enemies just felt like they were like way too strong. Like you were just hitting them forever and weren't doing shit to them. And it was just like, well, this kind of feels like it has a weird balance thing going on right now. It doesn't feel like that anymore. At least not to me. Like I was like, this feels snappy. This feels like I'm demolishing this fucking room as long as I'm playing in on my game and doing stuff like that. So eventually you get to certain points where like, yeah, I just didn't quite have the stuff for this run, but you know, the next one I'll get them. And that I was like, yep, that's the itch. Like that's it. That's Hades in a nutshell. There are some like interesting changes that I really liked. The more I thought about them, there's like sometimes when you get a boon, it'll ask you to sacrifice one of the boons that you already had, but it increases its rarity, which I thought was cool because that was always a thing when I would be doing runs was like, sometimes you just have to like settle on something because you're like, yeah, I guess this is fine, but it's not really what I want, but it's the best one of all of these, so fuck it. And then later on, like I could see like being able to sacrifice that one to get the one that I actually want or something like that. I was like, oh yeah, no, this has some shit going. I'm into it. Also it has like the cauldron stuff, and like I like how the tarot card thing works. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that I only played it for like a couple hours on early access, but yeah, I liked the way that whole loadout thing worked, and
yeah,
I was pretty impressed with how on one hand it feels like Hades, but Malinaway as a character feels unique.
Yes,
from
Zagreus. Yeah, for sure.
I want to say Gafgarian because I'm thinking about Final Fantasy Tactics.
No, not quite there yet. Yeah, but yeah, no, I'm really liking it so far. Like I'm already kind of plotting to detach the Switch 2 from the TV and start playing it places where I shouldn't be playing it and shit like that, because I'm like, yeah, no, this is good. I like this. I'm having a good time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. I did make it to the second boss, and that was cool. So I felt like I was doing something right.
For this early in the proceeding.
Yeah, that game's always, as I was explaining to Kim when she was watching me play it, she was like, wow, you die a lot in this game. I'm like, no, this is the point. This is what you make. Yeah. It's incremental progress. And then I went back to the thing. I was like, see, now I'm a little bit more powerful because I got this stuff while I was out. Trying to explain that whole thing.
And also just knowledge of
the enemies and like what's going to come up and like what could come up. And I was actually surprised, like when I got to the second area because I got to there again right before I watched something on the television. But I got to there again and I was like, I don't remember these enemies at all. Actually, this is kind of new to me. Like I seen a whole different bit when I was here last time. That's kind of neat and interesting.
Yeah,
that's kind of awesome actually. So yeah, Hades 2 seems real good. I'm gonna play a lot more of that probably and come back and talk about it again. But yeah, I'm interested in the story and where all that stuff's going. I like how there's just enough of the old crew there to be like, oh hey, it's this guy, that's cool. But a lot of like new stuff too, new people that I'm like, oh they're a thing too. Like I ran into one fun, like, you know how you'd run into like Sisyphus and was for Eurydice and when you're doing runs. Mm-hmm. This time I ran into Narcissus, and so like it's him in a room and like all of his admirers, and he's just like, these admirers of mine just left these gifts for me, I guess you can have one. And I'm like, that's kind of a fun bit to do that, like that's kind of awesome. So yeah,
He's
that
like, I get a million of these every day.
yeah,
I guess you can have
he's like annoyed.
this cast off.
He's like, I guess you're here to look at me. Here I am. You know, that's fine. I'm like, this is great. I love this. It did some cool shit with like, I tried to summon the fates at some point, and like, it did some cool shit with that. It did like, it's doing some stuff that I would expect a sequel to do, but also maintaining what made me like the first game. So that's something, and I'm very intrigued and addicted to it again. I'm feeling that itch. So yeah, Hades 2 seems pretty good.
Cool. Yeah, we talked about when early access came out, my thing is I still haven't finished the first game, so this will be a ways out, because I know, like, I could even tell just from the little bit of Hades 2 that I played, it's like, oh, I really should finish that first game.
Yeah, you didn't finish a run, did you?
No, I got to Hades once, and he proceeded to fuck my shit up,
He'll
and
do
then
that.
I didn't get, like, the closest that I could ever get to him again after that was I would always lose on that tag team boss fight.
Those
with the
guys are
Minotaur.
tough. Yeah.
Yeah. I got to the point where I could always beat one of them.
Yeah.
And then I just didn't have enough gas in the tank for the last one.
They're ones that, like, once I got used to that fight and how to kind of do what I needed to do to them, like, it wasn't as bad, but they are a test. Like, every single time they are there to, like, hey, are you going to be good enough? Yes or no, because that's pretty much it. Right. I definitely would love for you to finish a run in Hades 1, because that one hits. That whole story arc hits. I can't remember how many times you have to beat it. I was talking to
that's not the whole story, right?
No,
like,
you have to beat it. You have to beat it more than once to get the full thing. Because I was talking to Lonnie. He's playing there's a Ninja Turtles roguelite that's out.
Splintered Fate.
Yeah, that's it. He was playing that one, and he was telling me, like, he beat it, and then he was like, apparently I have to beat it like 7 more times. I was like, wow, that's very Hades. That was the bit in Hades. I don't know what exactly it is in that game, but like, yeah, that was the bit in Hades. But they had like a cool reason for it to keep going. Like, at least I thought it was I was like, that's so good. Like, when I beat it, I was like, that's a really good thing. That's a good reason for you to keep making these runs. So that's, yeah, Hades 1's awesome. And Hades 2, I'm very curious what they're gonna do to recreate something like that, because, like, I don't know how you can live up to that, but I'm very curious if they figured it out. So yeah, Hades 2 seems good. I wish I was playing it right now.
Oh, I see how it is.
Yeah, well, you know,
no, I get it. There's
it's okay. It's fine.
There are going to be things while I'm editing this weekend where I'm like, oh man, like, I've got PlayStation's right over there, man. But
I know
I'm over here.
I know. Trust me. I'm getting better about that now, because, you know, other things are happening in my life. So now I'm like getting better at, like, no, it's time to put the game down and do something else, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm not full scumbag mode anymore, I guess, but, you know, it's there sometimes. The itch is still there.
I've got a 10-day vacation coming up in October, and I'm going full scumbag.
Oh, there you go.
That's not true. I actually have, like, a lot of, like, house type things that I've been putting off for ages.
Yeah, there you go.
Part of which is, like, basically rebuilding this office, because I need to be able to not have to worry about my workstation for a few days to do it, because I have a new desk that I bought, like, when I started this new job, but I need to be able to, like, take a day to tear everything down, and then another day to clear the existing desks out, and then, like, another day, because I actually do want to put some stuff up on the walls. So it's like like a multi-day process where I don't have that. Like, I could do it over a weekend, but, well, no, not with editing. That's the other thing, right? So it's like there's not really like a good time frame for me to do it. unless I'm like going to the office multiple times, like a full week in a row, then I could probably do it. But I'm going to be so exhausted from driving home.
I have a couple days off of work next week. And I think during those days, I'm going to probably mess around with Ghost of Yotei, because I think that comes out next week.
I think that's next week.
Yeah, I think.
I'm surprised, honestly.
Yeah, right. It feels like it should be. It should be further out, but no.
Well, but I'm surprised that you're messing with it, because I feel that like you were so like lukewarm on Tsushima that you're just like, eh.
It's true. I didn't really care for Ghost of Tsushima as much as a lot of other people did, but I didn't hate that game, and like I had enough fun. I'm hoping the sequel they learned certain things from. That game just had a problem of it was too long, by a lot. But like the opening bits, I really liked. There a lot of that game I really liked. It just got to a point where I was like, okay, this shouldn't keep going. This doesn't need to keep going. We can stop. That's
a game that I really regret doing the platinum on, simply because that burned me out on everything. Yeah. Like before I even finished the first act, right? And there was still 2 more acts to go.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. And so I'm hoping this one isn't quite like that. I might play it and it might have the same problems, in which case Hades 2 will be right there, so it's fine. No big deal. But yeah, or I want to say fucking Fun Tactics comes out, doesn't it? Pretty soon here.
That's also next week.
Yeah. Cool.
Man, I watched the review of it. Dude, I think that game looks like garbage.
Yeah, no, I didn't
like what they did to it.
No, I kind of agree. I don't really. I think they could have done a lot better with it, but here we are.
Because like I ran across one of these like YouTube videos where it was like classic arcade play, and the reason I clicked on the video because I was like, the thumbnail was the game, and I was like, why does it look like that?
Yeah.
And then I go to watch the video, and it's like, oh, you've got this really gross, like smoother shader on this classic arcade game.
Yeah.
And it looks like dog shit. And that's what Tactics looks like to me.
Yeah, I like, man, I don't know. All you had to do was like give it the Rule Octopath treatment or something like that, and just
and to be fair, the original sprites are in there, like the original game is in there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's fine.
I wish that you could kind of mix and match the features. Like, all right, give me the new translation and voice acting, but let me play with like the original sprites.
Yeah,
is that too much? That's probably what I want.
Yeah,
and I'm still kind of shocked that none of the War of the Lion stuff is in there, including the cutscenes. Like, I can understand really why you might not put the extra characters or jobs.
Sure,
but like, I'm surprised that that they didn't do those cutscenes.
Yeah,
those cutscenes were really good.
Yeah, they were cool. I played through that not too long ago, and it was great. And I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'm glad that it exists. I'm glad that like a new generation can play it easily.
Yeah, but still,
I
have the feeling I felt that way the minute I seen it. I was like, that doesn't look how I wish it would. It just...
Also, I think with the voice, like, okay, couple things. Because I don't know, I ordered it, but I don't know if I'm gonna like crack it open anytime soon when it comes out, or when it comes in. Watching a review, you know, because the characters like the big characters, right? Like Agrius and Gafgarian would have like these sayings before they would do their big like blade moves. When you add voice acting to that, I can already tell that that's going to really like put a damper on the flow of those battles.
That,
But the other thing, they got rid of the death screams.
Oh,
like now it's like someone saying like it's like them saying like a death dialogue, right? It's like, oh, I failed you or something. It's like, that is not nearly as cool as
oh yeah, oh my god, those were great. Those death screams were blood
curdling.
I know, they were awesome.
I was like, did they murder actual people for this?
It was great. Yeah. Well, still got to support the fact that people want more Final Fantasy Tactics, so I gotta buy it.
No, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like I will buy this to show that no, there is still
Make
desire
another.
here.
Please make another and make it good. Please
make another one, make it good, and make it look like the cutscenes from War of the Lions.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, why don't? Oh God, there's so much they could have done that would have been fucking good, but they didn't do it.
Yeah.
They're just like, I guess, will this shut everybody up? Maybe, hopefully. It's like, probably not, but we'll see. Anyway, yeah, that's also a game though that I can play again and again and have a good time with. So whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah,
apparently you can actually like the fights where before you were like stuck and you couldn't go back to the map, you can now go back to the map. So that's really nice. Like
that is good.
There's going to be a whole new generation of people who have no idea the pain that Y-Graph can inflict upon you.
Oh yeah, God, that's
the run ender.
Oh man, yeah. Make sure you got room on your memory card. Don't fuck that up. Yeah, they're not gonna know. They're definitely not gonna know. I mean, even with the fact that you can make just probably a bunch of fucking saves now and no big deal is enough, I'll just go back a few saves, no big deal.
On that note, when I was hanging out with John last weekend and watching him play Cyberpunk, because this is his third time playing through it, and he's almost done on this character.
Yeah,
and he went to go save his game, and there were 3 save slots, Justin.
Yeah,
one for each of those characters.
Mm.
And I was like, you just running one slave slot?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I always do. And I was like, that's unhinged, man.
Yeah. In John's defense,
I have a minimum of 3 rolling saves for every game that I play.
Yeah.
Because I played Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yeah. In John's defense, the one that I'm playing now, the character that I'm playing now, I only have 1 save slot for it. But that's because I don't really have much attachment to it. I'm just doing the stuff for my own entertainment. So yeah, I'm just fucking around. Like I'm just like, it doesn't matter. If some, I can fight my way out of it. It'll be fine. Or if the whole thing just fucks up, it's like, oh well, no big deal. Just make a new game. It's fine. Then I can do it all again. That's probably what I'd end up. I've done this a couple times. I think I did this one other time too. Like I got finished last time in Cyberpunk. I was like, I would like to keep playing, and I walked around and did the same shit. I think I did all the gigs and stuff. Because I was like, I just don't want to mess with the main story. I just want to do the gigs and kill things. That's fun to me. And yeah, but I only have 1 save slot. But yeah, I guess if you know the game, it'll be all right. I'm sure it's fine. He's willing to roll those dice, Julian.
Oh yeah,
I'm just saying.
I mean, I guess to be fair, games don't like. It's rare to get into fail states as often with modern games as it was earlier.
Yeah.
But my thing also is like, but what if the save file is broken somehow, or like? Actually, I'm surprised that I didn't roll it back when I did it, because when I played Cyberpunk, I did fail out of one of the most legendary side quests in the game, which is the death row guy.
Oh yeah,
because I failed the initial car chase.
Oh yeah,
but you know what I think it is? I don't think that I realized that that's what it was.
It's kind of, it doesn't really come out and tell you that that's what it is either. So yeah, it's easy to not know.
And I think I was kind of like, oh, it's kind of cool that like I failed that, because I do think that more games should be brave enough to be like, you're not going to see everything.
Yeah, you fucked that up. Yeah. No, I agree. But yeah, that's been my gaming experience this week. And back to you, Julian.
Well, actually, I need to step out real quick. So you just kind of sit tight, and I just got to take some care of something. I'll be
okay. Yeah, I'll have a cigarette right here because I'm allowed to smoke in here now.
Cool.
I made the rules.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi. I'm
Name's
fine.
Drake.
I didn't ask, but that's thanks. How are you doing?
That's just how I introduce myself to everybody.
Name's
When you're an
Drake.
adventurer like me, you get in the habit of talking first.
Has anybody played the song "Not Like Us" for you yet?
No. See, I've heard of that. I've heard of that asshole, but I'm actually based. My name it comes from the dragons. I'm dragonborn.
Did you give yourself this name?
No, my parents did. Who gave you your name, asshole?
What?
Who gave you your name?
I don't know. God.
It's very weird.
It's
This
weird,
whole realm
isn't
is
it?
weird.
It's crazy.
Anyway,
Wild.
really weird cloaked guy at the front of the
Mhm.
building. He said that there was a god of all creation here. I'm here to kill it. He died mid sentence though, so I didn't actually get the directions on where to go slay this god.
So it's in the bathroom over there. Yeah, go in there.
Oh, right over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you got? We there's you might want to clean some things in there. Do you have like stuff to clean with? What do you have on you right now? What do you got? You got like some potions on you?
I've got these useless healing potions here in my pouch.
Oh, yeah. No true warrior would ever try to heal themselves after or during a fight. That's just crazy talk.
That's just Adventure 101.
Yeah,
Honestly, I was about to say
I tell people that all the time.
I'm surprised, honestly, because I was going to say that the healing potions are for the weak, and you seem like a weak person that would need the healing potions.
I mean, it just depends on the mood. It just depends on the mood. You gotta live in the moment. Anyway, you're gonna want to go into the fourth stall. You gotta count them 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's the one you're gonna go in. And you'll know. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. This god is toast. This will take like 5 minutes. I'll be right back.
Okay. Good luck with that.
I don't need it. Oh,
Okay.
hey, Justin.
Oh, hey.
Everything good?
Yeah, some guy showed up.
Some guy.
I heard he likes some young. He's trying to strike a chord. It's probably A minor. This whole thing.
Oh, Drake was here?
Yeah, Drake was here. Yeah.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, he was here. It was weird actually.
Tell me he went to the bathroom.
He did, yeah. So,
okay, excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't need to worry about him anymore.
Yeah, it should be
the
fine.
day is saved.
Should be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think he was named after like a dragons or something. I don't know.
Oh, so not that Drake.
Not that Drake.
Oh.
But
Pity.
yeah, sadly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. We had a discussion about healing potions, and so he's probably not going to use them.
Clancy Burns has been out there. I've seen it. I've seen him in front of the building, just like talking to all those adventurers in line, saying, "Look,
nobody
comes back."
Is he making the healing potions and handing them out? And
no, I don't think he's a potion master. I think he just advocates.
Can we give Clancy like some pamphlets?
I mean, he's got them. He
okay.
makes
All right,
he's handing them out.
I was going to say, can we buy a printer at least and help him out?
I mean, I've got a printer in my office.
That's more than I have. I haven't owned a printer in years.
I mean, sometimes you need it, right? But yeah, I mean, most of the stuff is like DocuSign now. So
yeah,
it's
that's
pretty,
what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. What a world.
What a world.
Yep.
So before I talk about my next game, I actually need to talk about a movie that I watched, which led to the purchase of said game.
Okay, interesting.
Because I was perusing Shudder, and I looked for this movie because like I had actually seen it years ago, and I was like, I remember that being pretty good.
Yeah.
But let me revisit it, and also because it might be one that I want to recommend to Justin.
Sure.
which is called The Void.
Okay.
Have you heard of The Void or seen it?
No, I don't think
Okay.
I have.
I'm not going to say much about The Void
Okay.
because that's part of the fun of that movie is unraveling what it is.
Sure.
The setup, you have this sheriff in a small town who finds this dude that comes stumbling out of the forest, like bloody and incoherent, who oddly enough, like for listeners that are Letterkenny fans, it's rolled. So I didn't recognize him when I saw the movie originally, but
Okay.
now it's like, and funnily enough, also playing a meth addict. So I thought
Yeah.
that was also, he's definitely typecast.
Sure. Why not?
But the sheriff takes him to this hospital that had a fire happen like in like the lower levels like recently.
Yeah.
And the hospital has since they're in the process of moving to a new location. And so the people at the hospital, it's like a skeleton crew. It's like one doctor, a couple nurses, and there's a grandfather with his pregnant granddaughter that is
Okay.
like really close to giving birth.
Okay.
And stuff happens from there.
Okay.
You know, obviously it's a very small cast. It's a very tense situation very quickly.
Sure.
All I'll say, because I don't even really want to give away like the flavor of
Sure.
like the horror. If you have, and I know you have, but for listeners, if you have enjoyed survival horror video games, a la like a Resident Evil or a Silent Hill,
Sure.
or what have you, just in the sense of like, you know, because obviously those are very different settings.
Yeah.
But just that like not knowing what's going on,
Sure.
not having access to a lot of weapons or tools at your
Hmm.
disposal, not a large cast, but the ones that are there are odd.
Sure. Yeah.
It's a really cool movie. And
Okay.
second watching, I was like, no, yeah, this is still like this is a really good horror movie.
Okay.
I really enjoy it. And I think if you liked, no, I don't even want to say that. Of this recent horror movie bent that
Sure.
you've been on,
Yeah.
there have been movies that you have enjoyed that I think will factor into you liking this one
Okay.
quite a bit.
All right. I'm into it.
But once I finished watching it, I was like, all right, yeah, I need to play Hell Is Us.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So I impulse bought Hell Is Us. I had it like one day shipped so that I could actually like put a little bit of more time into it.
Yeah.
Now, my progress from the demo didn't carry over, so
Okay.
I'm glad that I didn't go forward with the demo much further, because, you know, I typically don't like to have to replay stuff
Yeah. I
like
don't
that
blame
soon.
you. I'm right there with you.
And I'm not that much further than the demo. So if people don't remember, Hell Is Us is like the main setting, similar to Gothic,
Yeah. Yeah.
is you're in this like Eastern European country that has been kind of like walled off from like the rest of Europe somehow. And there's two people living on this land that are in a civil war. And apparently this is like generational hatred that goes back, you know, it's religious based. It goes back to the times of kings and kingdoms.
Okay.
And sometimes there's like a uneasy peace, and then other times it breaks into civil war, and
Right,
then there's
right.
peace talks, and it settles down. You stop me if you've heard this one before.
Yeah.
It actually seems like, honestly, I've had to resist the urge to like screenshot almost every dialogue that I've had with an NPC, because it's like, that's spot on right there. That
Yeah.
holy shit, like a lot of stuff that you can glean from modern day events
Yeah.
to
Sure.
what's going on in Hell Is Us. And honestly, I think that's, now that so I basically got to like the first big settlement after where I played in the demo.
Okay. Yeah.
And so everything that I said about before stands. Like, I'm actually really enjoying it's like a game where you need to like just focus, right?
Mhm.
It's not a Dark Souls game in terms of like how the combat goes, but I do think it's Dark Soulsy in the sense of it is to your benefit to take your time and pay attention.
Sure.
Just for different reasons. Here it's because like you want to be sure that you're finding key items. You want to be sure that you're talking to people. You want to be sure that you're remembering the discussions of the people that you're having with. I mean, your PDA does track some stuff. It doesn't leave you completely to.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not like they're expecting you to write shit down and stuff like that. Your character writes stuff down in a way that I appreciate over a FromSoft game.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah.
Yeah. But it is very much like the game wants you to be present, and I really appreciate that. It's the type of game where I think as I continue, I'm gonna be like putting my phone down and like even putting it in a different room or something,
right.
So I'm not encouraged to like tweet or post to the Discord or what have you,
right.
Just to really like be there with it.
Sure.
But man, I mean, it's in the title, right? Like, yeah, there's all of these like weird creatures afoot that are of unknown origin and are also terrifying.
Yeah.
But not quite as terrifying as coming to a interrupted or like a half-finished mass grave.
Right. Yeah.
With a father weeping over his children's corpses.
Sure. Yeah.
Which is what this game is. And then getting to a town that has been occupied by the other side, and basically like they've killed all of the people that lived there.
Oh, good. Yeah.
And then just like, oh yeah, and you know, I don't want to both sides this thing, but you do get like the just white hot hatred and racism from both sides, like when you talk to one or the other, right? Like,
right.
The first guy that you meet is a palamist, and he's just like talking mad shit about the Sabinians, and then now I'm talking to the Sabinians, and they're just like one guy is like, no, yeah, we are superior, like we need to like put our boot on them and hold them underwater because it's the only way that this country is going to be better.
Oh, good.
And it's
that's
like,
always
God
great.
Damn.
Yeah. That's what you want. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm really, it's one of those worlds where like I saw something in the distance. I was like, what is that?
Right.
And like, it's a, cause part of it is like, and it's sort of like what I've been talking about with horror movies lately, where it's like, what flavor is this? Right. So I'm like, okay, these are obviously fictional countries, but is there an America? Or is like the whole world like fictional? It's like a completely different version of the world. There's structures where I'm like, I can't tell if this is related to the creatures or if it's like the ancient ruins of this country.
Right.
But it feels related somehow, and like I'm fascinated to know where this game is going. I think that'll probably ultimately that is going to hinge, I think, on my overall thoughts on the game. Like if I get to the end and I'm like, oh man,
right, yeah,
that didn't satisfy at all. Like that'll be supremely disappointing because so far, like the questions that it brings to the forefront are like super interesting.
Okay,
and I really like because the game starts with like your character taking like he's obviously been captured. He's been injected with a truth serum, and he's at a polygraph test. But the guy that's interrogating him does not look human, and I can't tell if he's supposed to be inhuman or if he's just a weird looking dude.
Right? Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, there's questions that I have like that, right? And it's like I have no idea what's going on here, and that feels very Death Stranding, also. And I'm fiending to know more.
Sure. There you go.
And you know, I do feel the game had like got really, unfortunately, like just bulldozed. Like no one's talking about it.
Yeah.
And part of that is just like, well, you know, we had Metal Gear, we had Silk Song, we had
Silk Song,
Silent Hill, and Hades.
Yeah, Silk Song really took the air out of the room for anything that came out around it, and that was unfortunately something that came out around it. So yeah, same day actually. Yeah, exactly. So
yeah,
you know.
But then you had like Chronos: The New Dawn, which you know I have heard a lot more people talking about. But to be fair, that's a company that was coming off of a hit with Silent Hill 2 remake.
Yeah.
So I understand why that got a little bit more buzz. And it also, I mean, it looks like a really cool game as well.
Right.
So, but it's also kind of one of those things where I'm like, you get all these people complaining about remakes and remasters and sequels. And it's like, yeah, but are you supporting like the stuff that's new?
Yeah. Probably not.
Yeah. But I also, I double dipped on that shipment.
Okay.
Justin,
What else did you get?
because I also bought Silent Hill F.
Ah, okay.
Because the reviews had been like super positive.
Yeah.
9's almost across the board, with the exception of like, I think IGN gave it a 7.
Okay.
And I was like, damn, that's incredible.
Right.
And I've played a couple hours of Silent Hill F.
Okay.
That game's fine.
Okay. So there you go. That sounds good.
I'm not nearly as high on it as nearly everybody else.
Okay.
I super enjoy the setting. 60s Japan is really cool. Between Promise Mascot Agency being like in a town that was like stuck in the Showa era, and then Silent Hill F being actually in the Showa era. And then I'm hoping that Showa American Story still comes out this year, but I haven't heard anything about it all year.
That game. I forgot about that one.
Yeah, that's one of my most anticipated games of the year, and we're in the middle of TGS right now, and I haven't heard anything about it, so I'm thinking that's probably going to get pushed.
I know. There's a couple games I'm hoping it still come out this year like they're supposed. Oh, at least one. I hope Unbeatable comes out by the end of this year. It's supposed to, but it still just says 2025, but we don't really have a day for it. So I'm like, well, we're winding down here.
Yeah.
You gonna come out or not? But yeah.
Yeah, so I love the setting. I think the character is a really cool concept.
Sure.
It does some things that I've always wanted horror games to do, even back with like the older Silent Hill games, which is the character reacts to things a little bit more.
Okay.
That are going on. And also, like, when enemies are near, she gets like visibly agitated, which I appreciate.
That's cool, yeah.
I always feel that in a lot of these horror games, like a lot of people just kind of take it in stride, and they're just like, well, this is life now.
Yeah. Sometimes I think that adds to it, like in Silent Hill games, I think it adds to it a little bit, but like, yeah, but not all the time, right? Like,
yeah, it's there are times when it's really cool, like, oh, you see the fire too,
right?
Like that's like a really amazing, chilling thing.
Exactly, yeah.
But other times it's like any human being would be losing their goddamn mind right now.
Yeah.
Like, this is really bizarre. And so I think this game does a little bit better of a job with that, until like something very obviously strange happens and the main character like I have no questions.
Yeah.
Like this dude with like otherworldly eyes who is talking to me like he knows me, and I'm in clearly a different world. This is all fine. No, I no notes. We're just gonna continue on like everything is fine.
Yeah.
And I have no questions. I'm gonna write in my journal that this is weird.
Yeah.
But no need to actually verbalize it.
No.
I don't know. It pulls some of my least favorite things from other Silent Hill games together, and like it made a bad first impression, because one of the very first things that it does is, hey, remember in Silent Hill Downpour when there would be those parts where you just had to run from the evil, and it was like an instant death if you didn't run fast enough. Well, guess what? That's how this game starts.
Oh, good. Yeah.
And I actually died like 3 times in a row because the visuals was like, well, I can't go that way, but obviously the way back is already blocked, and I'm dead.
Oh,
and then it turned out like, oh, I just had to run where it looked like I couldn't run.
Right.
But I had to be there faster than what I was doing.
Okay, yeah.
But it just the visual of the way that everything was laid out, I was like, that looks wrong. That doesn't look like a place where I'm supposed to go.
Right.
Because the evil is encroaching.
Yeah.
So that wasn't great.
No, I can see that being frustrating. Yeah, for sure.
And then I picked up my first weapon. And this isn't a Silent Hill thing. This is more of just a video game thing,
Sure.
where the tutorial popped up and it was like, press R1 for light attack, press R2 for heavy attack.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh,
That's
okay.
where we're at now.
And look, I know I'm a broken record. I don't care. I have a platform, and I'm going to say it. I think From Software fundamentally like wrecked button layouts for action games.
I would go further sometimes, and I think and I listen, I respect the hell out of From Software stuff. I think they have cool ideas for video games and make neat stuff. And I like that it's their own thing. But they're starting to ruin video games for me, just period. Because
it's in everything.
Everything is coming out. Like, everything's a Souls-like now. And I'm like, I don't like that genre that much. And it's like, too bad. It's like, fuck.
Yeah. You've got your iframe dodge here. And I know from hearing another podcast, I haven't gotten there yet, but I know that there's a parry system. And I'm like, because of fucking course there is.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking about this really hard today because I always go back to this interview with a developer on One Up Yours, one of the earliest video game podcasts that no longer exists. And I don't remember who the developer was. I remember that he worked for Starbreeze, who are the ones that made like the Chronicles of Riddick, Butcher Bay.
Right, yeah.
Right. And I remember him saying, because he was playing like some open world game and he was like, why? And so this is like peak 360 era. So he was using those controls. He was like, why do I have to press like the X button to get in this car when it's been like GTA has established it's the Y button?
Right.
It's a solved problem. Like we're here, we're used to it. Why are you like reinventing the wheel for no reason?
Right.
And that's how I felt about putting the attack buttons on the triggers.
Sure.
Is like, when Demon's Souls came out, I felt like y'all just did this to be different. And then I was thinking a little bit deeper today. I was like, okay, I guess I can see an argument that you don't have to take your thumb off of the right analog stick to attack.
Sure. Yeah.
Fine. But I've never had an issue with controlling my camera and using face buttons to attack.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
Ever. My big thing is just the way that the controllers are designed now, with them being more trigger-like. Not only does it feel weird to me to pull a trigger to do a melee attack, but also the PlayStation 5 triggers feel really fragile, and I don't want to be hammering on them more than I have to.
Yeah.
Also, just as an aside, my DualSenses have been like draining faster than ever lately. Like, I switched to a fresh controller today, and I kid you not, I got the low battery warning within 2 hours.
Oh, yeah, that's always good. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
I'm so far very much not a fan of the combat.
Sure.
And then the other element from a previous Silent Hill game that I hate that they put in here, also from Silent Hill Downpour, weapon breaking. Weapon degradation.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
And now I haven't had a weapon break yet, but I could tell because they do give you items to restore them, which Downpour did not. But I was like, okay, yeah, that was like 3 enemies, and this thing is like almost ready to go.
Oh, good.
So that's not great. And then they introduced an unkillable enemy straight out of Silent Hill 4: The Room.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny that we mentioned that, like, well, I think last episode.
Yeah, we did.
And also, that enemy introduced while you're solving a puzzle. So you're trying to, like, inspect the environment, and then this thing is just randomly getting up and coming back at you.
Right.
So, not loving that.
Sure. Yeah.
And, obviously I'm very early into it. So one thing that I do like is that you get like a bunch of different types of healing items, and some of them can be offered at shrines where you save.
Sure.
For a faith currency that then you can spend on upgrades.
Okay.
So it's kind of this cool, like, if you're not having to use like your really powerful healing items, and there's also like just like straight up valuables that you pick up. That you
Okay.
can,
Yeah.
a la like Resident Evil 4 that you can
Right.
offer for like a lot of faith. But, you know, if you're not struggling, then you can just offer up those really powerful healing items for potential better upgrades down the line. We'll see how I feel about that as I get deeper into the game. 'Cause I can see a situation where it's like, but I'm having to use all those items because I'm not a Dark Souls player, and you know,
Right. Yeah.
this feels like that's what this game is moving towards combat wise. We'll see.
Yeah. Hard
The
to
enemies
say.
haven't been like super tough yet, but I also have trouble reading the animations like I
Sure.
do with a lot of Souls games. So based on what I've played the first couple hours, I'm kind of shocked of the reviews that this thing got.
Yeah.
But maybe it's just because it's a new Silent Hill game and it's not a train wreck.
It's not a train
Like,
wreck.
maybe,
Yeah. It's
like,
possible.
It's not Downpour or Homecoming,
Yeah.
and therefore, like,
Therefore,
we're gonna give this a
super into
9.
it. Yeah. Absolutely.
I don't know. I'm not super feeling it, and also just because of the nature of the combat, I'm like, all right, so I'm playing Hell Is Us first.
Yeah.
Like, I got Silent Hill mainly because, like, you know, it was like I got caught up in the hype, but also I wanted an extra game to talk about this week. But I can't, just like Weston talking about a couple weeks ago about like not wanting to switch between like Silk Song and Shinobi.
Yeah.
I don't think I want to be switching between Hell Is Us and Silent Hill.
No,
F,
that makes
because
sense. Yeah.
the combat systems are very different, and
Sure.
but also they both require a lot of you.
Yeah.
So I kind of just want to focus in on what I find to be the more interesting game, which is Hell Is Us.
Right. Well, there you go. On that note, I would like to talk about a movie I watched just because you talked about a movie.
Sure.
I on the Silent Hill kick, I kept seeing it on the Amazon Prime thing, and I was like, you know, I've heard a lot about this because of that there's Silent Hill. So I watched the movie Jacob's Ladder from 1990, which is Silent Hill, a big inspiration for it. You definitely tell as you watch it. There's like it's not like 1-to-1, but there are definitely a lot of moments where you're like, yeah, that's where they got that. I get it. I see it now. That movie's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool movie. Definitely very different. I enjoyed it. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about that one, because it's like if you've never seen it, it's not a jump scare fest for sure. It's like Silent Hill. It's a lot of like weird, creepy stuff happening. There's it even has like some Silent Hill-esque shit where there's a lot of times where you're like, what the fuck is going on in this actually? Which is fascinating. And then when it kind of plays its hand, it's something. That's an interesting movie. I did hear it got remade. I don't know if the remake's any good, but maybe.
I missed that.
Yeah. Apparently, I don't remember when it was, but apparently it got remade at some point. I don't know if it's, like I said, I don't know if it's any good, but the original was pretty neat. I have to say that.
That's kind of what I remember about it, because I watched it. I mean, it's probably been like about 10 years ago now or so for the first time. And it was kind of the same thing where I was like, that was cool. I don't really know how I feel about it overall type of thing. Like, I didn't dislike it, but I was like, all right, I've seen that now.
Yeah, it's interesting. It is a very interesting movie. It's tough to say because there's like it all kind of hinges on like the big ending twist, I guess, and that's kind of different. It's also fascinating to me that oh god, what's the Home Alone kid? He's not that anymore. Macaulay Culkin? Yeah, he's in that movie. But he's uncredited, which is fascinating. So when you look up the cast, he's like that's how young he was when it was like, I'm gonna guess like his first major thing. Like he's not credited anywhere.
I think Home Alone is either 90 or 91.
Yeah, something like that. And this was 1990. He looks about the same age as Home Alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't have been anybody probably
No.
when they credited or when they did the credits for that movie.
Yeah, no, he's uncredited. He's like a major character. Like for the most part, yeah, he's a major character. He's like the son of the main character and shows up constantly. But it is like the storytelling aspect of it is very like you could see where Silent Hill, the people that made Silent Hill got inspired by that. They were like, let's make it real fucking weird and like a lot of weird flashbacks and some weird shit's going on. There's definitely like one scene that happens that I'm like, this is the most like this is the fucking hospital in Silent Hill. Like I was like, this is the hospital from it. That's so it's neat to see those influences. Overall, I found it a very fascinating movie. I did like it. It's bizarre. I don't know how. It's one of those things. It's like it's hard to explain unless you go full blown spoiler on it because, yeah. But it's if you've never seen it and you want to watch something, Jacob's Ladder's there. You can watch it. You can watch it.
On that note, because like I said, we're in TGS territory. And this wasn't actually TGS related. It was a separate event. Mm-hmm. But did you happen to see the new OD trailer with like a little bit of actual
new one? No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. It's actual like I'm assuming it's gameplay because it's from a first person perspective, but it gave me the chills.
All right. I know who I have to watch that with because I showed Kim the first trailer after we watched PT. Or she watched PT. I didn't watch that shit. I can't do it. She legit was so into that. She was like, that was like, I don't scare easy. That shit scared the fuck out of me. And I was like, it's considered a really good one. There's a reason people just copied the shit out of that.
Well, OD's looking like it's the shit. And it's funny because like Kojima's never actually done anything horror with the exception of PT, which is really just a overblown tech demo.
Yeah, pretty much.
When at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But all of his games have had elements of horror in them, and you can tell that he is a fan of horror.
Right.
And it's always been like, yo, but what if he did a horror game? And then I'll always go back to the actual TGS trailer for Silent Hills, not the thing that you see at the end of PT,
right?
But there was a full blown trailer for Silent Hills the year after.
I think I kind of recall that.
Goddamn terrifying!
Yeah.
It's like set in like a Japanese like school.
Okay,
and you're like going down these hallways in first person, and then just these monstrosities start coming out at you from like the darkened hallways, and it looked totally harrowing. And I was like, that would have been a pretty incredible Silent Hill game.
Oh yeah.
So I'm very curious to see what OD ends up being.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. That's he
also you gotta really enunciate the OD, otherwise it sounds like Odie from
Garfield. Yeah, I know.
Garfield.
I always think that.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I thought of when I seen that. Yeah, I will check that out with someone else who has been fast, because I showed them the OD trailer and I was like, they were like, their response was, "That's all we get," and I was like, "Yeah, that's how this works." So yeah, they'll be.
It was at a Kojima Productions 10th anniversary thing that I didn't watch, but I saw some of the stuff that came out from it, and they revealed like the teaser poster for Fizzant.
Okay,
and I was like, "Yo, that's a cool looking poster."
Yeah,
not gonna lie, like that it's just a silhouette of the character, but it's like it's a cool silhouette.
Why not? Yeah,
it's very Yoji Shinkawa, but I'm like, okay,
that's all right. That's fine. Yeah. All right. I watched other movies too, I guess. Can't remember. I'm sure there's. I constantly get on here and then I go, oh shit, I forgot to talk about the thing that I watched. So and last week after I got done, I remembered the movie that I forgot to talk about. And it was Mad Max Fury Road. I watched that.
Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Yeah,
that is like one of the most non-stop fucking movies I've ever seen. Like
hell yeah,
it just does not slow down almost ever. Like it is just fucking balls to the wall the entire time. And I really I enjoyed the show. I was like, this is a fucking hell of a ride right here.
And majority actual car stunts. Like,
Yeah.
there's definitely CG cars in there,
Yeah.
but that is the minority of what you're seeing
Yeah.
in that movie.
Which is very much so. It's, again, from earlier, I watched all the Mad Max movies. We just got on a kick where we were just, let's watch them all. So we watched after that one. She was like, you should, like, Furiosa's the one after that. And I was like, all right, yeah, why not? I watched that one. That one is fine. I don't like it near as much as Fury Road. It's okay. I think the one, like, highlight of it, I think Chris Hemsworth is, like, fantastic in that movie. He's like, he just is out there just saying wild shit to people in a microphone, and I'm like, this guy is charismatic as all hell, and it's really fun to watch.
He can do a really good bad guy.
Yeah, he does.
He plays a really excellent, like, cult leader in this one movie that I forget the name of. I really enjoyed it. It's very Tarantino-esque. Hold on, I gotta look for it because it's got a really long, like, weird name. But I really enjoyed it. It came out a few years ago.
Oh, I believe you. Furiosa was fine. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't as good. I think. Okay, so going through the entire series, I watched the original Mad Max.
Bad Times at the El Royale.
Oh, I've heard of that movie somehow.
Yeah, I really love that movie.
Okay, yeah. I have heard of that movie. I'll check that out sometime. But anyway, from the start of the series. The original Mad Max from, like, I think it's 1979. Fucking Mel Gibson being all Australian and shit. Man, what a weird fucking series. Have you ever seen the original Mad Max?
So I watched a couple of them with John Gholson, and I want to say that we skipped the first one and watched 2 and 3 because, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Mad Max 2 like an Evil Dead 2 situation where it's, like, basically the same movie but slightly different?
No, not exactly. The first movie is Mad Max's, like, backstory. Okay, so but here's the thing about the first movie. World War III, which is the thing that kicks off the entire setting of all everything that you've watched, hasn't happened yet. So it's just like him in a car. Like, it's weird. They don't really, like, go out of their way to explain it or anything else. It's just like they have this, like, police pursuit unit that Mad Max is a part of. He's just called Max most of the time. And, like, he gets some guy called the Knight Rider or something like that. And, like, from there, this motorcycle gang starts, terrorizing Australia, I guess. And then they kill his wife and his child. And so then he goes on a revenge quest and he kills them. But there's none of, like, the gasoline war shit or any of that. There's no desert setting because, like I said, the war hasn't happened yet. It's
so Mad Max 2 and everything else is sort of like skipping from Fast and the Furious 1 to Fast and the Furious 4.
Yeah,
it's
basically.
just like we're going full, like,
yeah, because
it's very different.
Then you get to 2 and all of a sudden it's just like the intro of 2 is like, yo, World War III happened and it fucked up everything. And then you're like, this is a weird fucking jump. Like, where the hell did this come from? Because, like, it even flashes back to the original movie. It's strange.
I guess that a lot like NES era video games, I guess movies were kind of doing a similar thing with their sequels where it was like, this is just wildly different from the premise of the first movie, but it's got the same people, so it's fine.
It was like they had some ideas, yeah.
Aliens to Alien,
right?
Predator 2 to Predator 1,
right?
Terminator 2 to Terminator 1.
Right.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Like the first movie, like, I guess in to like tie it into everything, like in similarity wise, it does have like some of the car combat stuff. Not as much because it's mostly just him driving and fucking up guys on motorcycles and shit. There's no like car to car, like we're jumping onto the fucking truck and doing all this shit. That doesn't really happen until the second movie. That's Mad Max the Road Warrior and all that shit. Watching that one was interesting because I was just like, man, so many fucking genres got inspired by this shit. Like it's wild. Like it's a very interesting or unique setting for the time, especially of the post-apocalyptic wasteland and doing all this shit. But yeah, like all the car combat, jumping from the truck and doing all this shit is in that one. 3 is still that setting pretty much, but like Tina Turner's there.
Yeah, I've seen 3.
Yeah.
Master Blaster.
Yeah, Master Blaster. The weird tribe of kids who are trying to find Captain Miller. It's a whole thing.
2 men enter, 1 man leave.
Yeah. Don't break the law. Then they had to spin the wheel. That was great. I was very sports entertained by the entire series. I'm not gonna lie. It was fun. It's a fun series to watch, especially if you're unfamiliar with it. But like, yeah, going from Fury Road into Fury and Furiosa, I was like, okay, these are kind of very similar. I don't feel like I needed a prequel for that for Furiosa. That's just me personally. Not that they're
me as well, especially because I think he was going to make a sequel to Fury Road and went that direction instead.
Yeah.
Like, kind of would have just preferred to keep going.
Fury. Yeah, it's funny. When I was watching Fury Road, the first thing that came to mind toward like the middle of the movie, I was like, man, Mad Max and Guts have a lot of fucking similarities. Like they are kind of the same character, like really similar characters to me. Mm-hmm. Where it's,
I wouldn't be surprised if Guts is inspired by Mad Max.
Right? Yeah, that's kind of what I started to think. Because really the entire series is like that. I'm just like, yeah, this feel like if you put demons in here and a giant sword, it's kind of it's really similar, honestly, which is kind of fun. But yeah, it would flash back to all this stuff, and then he'd wake up, and I'm like, man, this is berserk. Like, I get it. This is kind of cool. But anyway, going from Fury Road all the way back to the original was jarring. I was just like, yeah, this is what this came from. This is not anything like that. So do yourselves a favor and do that sometime, because it's something. It is something to jump from that one. And man, that first movie's so weird.
I know I already made the comparison, but the reason that I started watching the Fast and the Furious movies was because I saw a trailer for one of the movies that had a fucking submarine in it.
Right? Yeah.
And they were fighting a submarine, and I was like, what is this franchise?
Yeah.
How did it get to be like G.I. Joe Light? And, and then I was like, I have to know. I have to see how it gets there.
100% I get it. Yeah, 100% I get it. Yeah, Mad Max is very similar. Where yeah. I was like, how did they get to all, and like you see the progression, like 2 is really the kickoff point, because like that's when like all the staples of the Mad Max movies, like there's almost always like the big truck rig that he's gonna drive, and we're gonna jump onto the truck and have big fights with and stuff like that, and then like that carries over into 3 and Fury Road and so on, and like it becomes this like really cool staple in Fury Road where they're like, no, let's really make that a fucking thing. And I almost would like more lore, because like in Furiosa, like her like mentor guy has like the same uniform as Mad Max, but he's not him, obviously. But like this seems to somehow become some sort of like thing that like, our big driver, our main driver men are dressed like this and have the fucking shotgun and do all this shit. And it's right. I don't know. It's weird. It's
Did you recognize Lex Luthor? Did you witness him in Fury Road?
In Fury Road? No, I didn't. I don't even think I didn't recognize
he's like
him.
the lead war boy.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. Didn't even recognize him. Yeah, that's how everybody in those movies looks insane. I love how off the wall Fury Road is though. Like there's just the dude.
Yeah, the fact that they're like worshiping like cars basically, right? There's like this ritual to choosing their vehicle,
right,
and like, you know, spraying themselves with chrome before they sacrifice themselves.
Yeah, and there's also like the bit, like just like all of them have these like over the top like pro wrestling personalities. Like there's just the guy playing guitar just throughout everything. There's, you know, the guy dressed in like the dapper suit and shit. Like it's just like this is fucking nuts. I love it. Yeah, those are fun movies, I have to say. Mad Max.
You might want to check out that game now, because I know, like, if you're looking for like just like a fun like open world game to like fuck around in.
I bought that game on PC because it was pretty cheap, and I think it was like $1 or something like that. I was like, yeah, why not? I don't know anything about this franchise, but I always heard that game was pretty fun. So yeah,
John loves it, and I think it's the last like game that did the Arkham style combat, which I desperately miss.
Right.
That like, it's like y'all solved melee combat in a 3D space, and then we just like threw it in the garbage.
Yeah. But from there, I think it was either when we were watching 2 or 3, I just went, man, Fallout stole so much shit from this. like a lot of this is in Fallout, and I said that out loud. And they're like, oh, there's that series of Fallout. I was like, I keep hearing it's good. Maybe we should watch it. So I watched the first episode just before I did this podcast. That, man, actually, that's a pretty good show from the start of it anyway.
Right.
You know, no spoilers or anything, but like, you know, the games always start out the same way. Like the main line series anyway starts out always the same, where you start in a vault. Something goes wrong, you got to go to the surface, right? This one's the same way with the vault stuff, but I think it's actually one of the coolest like intros to like if what happens in the show would have happened in a game, I'd be like, that's fucking awesome. Like that's actually cool as shit. So yeah, that's something. That show seems like it has something. So yeah, I'm fascinated as to where that goes.
People are really excited for the next season.
Yeah, it's
TV's so weird these days. Where and my theory is, and I think part of it has to do with COVID, but I think also part of it has to do with American TV shows aren't made the way that they used to be, where you would sign like a contract for X number of seasons and have everybody locked in. I think that they're doing them more like in the UK, because if you notice like UK series,
right,
they're usually really short. They're usually like 6 or 8 episodes long.
Right.
And then if there is a second season, there's like years apart because they didn't sign the cast to a contract.
Right.
So they can't actually get everybody back, and they've already like gotten rid of the set or whatever, and they kind of have to redo it. And it feels that way with like a lot of television these days, where, you know, because I think like Wednesday season 2 just came out, and it was like 3 years after the first season. After it was like a big hit for the most part. And yeah. And I don't have any, you know, maybe John will let me know, because he knows more. He's kind of more ear to the ground on TV these days, because he's auditioning for a lot of stuff. But it seems to me that that's kind of what's going on these days, is that they're not getting these like big multi-year contracts anymore. And so it's like, well, if you get optioned for a second season, then we've kind of got to get the band back together, and we're not sure when their schedules are going to align. A lot of that's, you know, probably like, you know, Netflix and stuff like that's fault, because they I think so. They don't expect them to go however long anymore. I mean, even, and they'll usually cancel them after like 2 seasons. And if I was making a show, I would,
you don't want to write for, X amount of seasons and be like, okay, this thing will get solved in season 3 if you don't know you're going to get a season 3. So you got to wrap certain things up or however. And then if the show suddenly becomes a smash hit, then, I think the one that I'm trying to think, the one that maybe does it right, and I haven't seen it, but like Squid Game, had a conclusion. And then, they probably never expected for them to get another season or for it to become as popular as it did.
I don't think it was intended to go beyond. Like, I think it was supposed to tell its
supposed
story
to be one
and
thing, and then it took off. And then they're like, okay, well, we can just make another new story and all this stuff with this setting. Like, that's almost what you need in like a television show these days. It's like just a good setting, and like, we don't really need repeat characters because everything's going to be its own unique thing. And that way, like, we can go however many seasons. We don't have to worry about signing these actors back. And if it doesn't go anymore, that's fine too. We told our story and we got out.
Yeah. I mean, hell, that's what True Detective is, right? Like every season is like a completely different story with different characters.
That's another one I keep meaning to watch is at least season 1. Cause I've heard season 1's amazing, but
I didn't finish season 1, but I enjoyed what I watched of it. It was just one of those. I'm real bad about remembering to stick with shows, so I'll watch like the first handful, and unless it's something that like blows me away, then typically it's like I'll just kind of it's like there's video games, so I'll go back to video games.
Yeah, that always gets me too. But when I would get on like a watching kick, usually it would be like I'd get into a show. And then I'd binge it like over a day or two, just watch the whole thing. But I haven't done that in a long time. So, that's that. But yeah, Fallout seems pretty good. Definitely. I also enjoyed explaining certain premises as they popped up. I'm like, oh, that's the Brotherhood of Steel. That's Power Armor. And all this stuff. That was kind of fun. To have the insider knowledge. Yeah, that's a Pip Boy, and that's this. That's probably very annoying, but it's fine. I didn't care. But yeah, that's been my watching experience. I'm sure I'm forgetting like 1 or 2 movies that I was like, I gotta talk about this, and then immediately forgot them, but they might not have been that important.
I'm probably going to go see that DiCaprio movie next week, because apparently it's like incredible.
We've been talking about it, yeah.
Yeah, it's just, again, I got so fucking sick of seeing the trailer at every single movie over the last few months.
I get it. Yeah, no, we've been talking about it, actually going to see that. Whether we will, I don't know, but it has been in the discussion. So, yeah.
The Stage Select is made possible through the support and funding of viewers like you. Here are our wonderful patrons.
Before we move on, I think it is past time.
It's past time
for us to thank our lovely patrons.
Yes.
We appreciate all of our lovely patrons, and with this hitting the public feed on the 1st of the month, it means it's time to thank all of our patrons. Starting with the executive producer tier, we have PK Becker.
We have Casey Curran.
We have Xrian.
We have Xavier Krager.
We have Stephen Lobo.
We have David Portnov.
We have Bookie.
We have Matt Jorgensen.
We have Dennis Robertson.
We have Raymond Crum.
We have Eric Peacock of the Sound Tracker podcast.
We have Big Baker.
We have Game Johnson of Retrofits.
We have 60, who is definitely the same 60 you've always known and is apparently never going to change their name on Patreon. They've forgotten.
Well, no, that they did. They're saying they're definitely
same
60. Emphasis.
Oh, I did. It's subtle. Okay, yes. Respect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have Addy XD.
We have Dr. Delicious.
And we have Bill Tucker of A Gamer Looks at 40.
And at the associate producer tier, we have John Gholson.
We have Weston of Big Nerd Gaming. Don't forget to check out episode 1 of his podcast. Episode 2 should be coming out soon, I believe.
There you go. We have Daft Man.
And at the Key Grip tier, we have Thorand.
And at the free tier, we have Jake Smith.
We have Lazy Bokes.
We have Aristocratical Chic or Chic. Chic. I don't know.
You get thrown every time.
I feel like it's chic, but it could be chic. I don't know. You know what? Either way.
We have Joshua Moncrief.
We have Reese Duff.
Yes, thank you everyone for supporting the show. It means the world.
Yes.
So, yeah, I guess we can talk a little bit. There's been like a lot of like just separate little game showcases lately that I've watched some of them or most of them. Justin's dabbled in, some things.
I watched a couple of trailers from certain things, but yeah, I can't remember all of it. So you might have to refresh my memory on what matters on the stuff.
I guess real quick, because this is the furthest back. Did you get a chance to check out any of that 007 Dying Light or 007 First Light?
Completely
stuff?
Forgot about that. Yeah, I remember you talking about that. No, I didn't see that. So yeah,
it's cool, but I have concerns.
Okay, all right.
First off, because they showed like kind of an uninterrupted like mission, and it was kind of cool how it just like kind of jumped right in from cutscene into we're just driving now.
Sure,
and that was really neat. And like very seamless, and then they were controlling the car, but then it then shifted seamlessly again from driving the car into the cutscene, parking the car, and
cool.
Doing the next bit. And there was a part where, because like on this mission, Bond is only supposed to stay with the car, but of course he sees some shenanigans, and so he goes to investigate.
Sure,
against orders, and there was like a part where he had to get like by this checkpoint, and I'm hoping there's more than one solution to some of this stuff, but it was like one of those things where it was very Hitman in the sense of like, okay, distract this guy to go do this thing to get this thing, but like it culminated with him like jumping over a balcony and like shimmying and then like climbing up a pipe, and I'm like, this is broad daylight, and I feel that like anybody with like decent peripheral vision would just notice that movement and look up, right? So that felt weird. And then he climbs through the window and is immediately spotted by like waitstaff, and he just kind of bluffs his way through it. He like explains like, "Oh, I'm so and so inspector,
right?
And I'm looking for so and so," and I'm like, that's cool, because apparently that is like a mechanic in the game where you can kind of like talk your way through certain things, which I like.
That's
right?
Cool.
Like,
yeah, that's great.
I've always wanted a stealth game where you can, because my thing has always been that unless you're like in a highly restricted military area, most places you can just kind of like bullshit your way into if you look like you belong.
Yep, pretty much.
Or if you or if you act like you belong, rather. And so he can do that, but this particular part, I was like, that seems like someone should be more suspicious of a dude just climbing through a window. That's not a normal thing for any type of person to do. And then it kind of like, went into like a full blown, like super over the top chase scene with big gun shootout. And like everything looked really cool. It just felt like kind of a bit much for like the beginning of a game.
Right.
But I can also see like, but you kind of need to like get through like all of the main mechanics, like, early on. I do like the fact that it's very much, and this is very in line with like a James Bond movie, where the shootouts are, you grab a gun, you shoot it until it runs out of ammo, and then you just chuck that fucking thing at the next dude to make him drop his gun, and then pick that one up.
Right.
So that was really cool, and it definitely has like that Bond daring do. And then I think a lot of my initial issues with that first gameplay stuff was alleviated when they started talking about things.
Okay.
And kind of explaining more of the mechanics and the way that you can approach different things. And so it looks like it's going to have the sauce.
It might be cool.
And I am cautiously optimistic. Like, apparently you can't just like fire your gun indiscriminately. Like, there's parts where it's like you get like they activate your license to kill. So I kind of like that. But we'll see if there's like situations where it's like, I feel like I should be able to shoot this guy and just like get by here.
Right.
It's like, sometimes 47 just has to silence pistol a dude.
Yeah.
To get by or garrote somebody because he's in the way.
Right.
Right. So I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see how it goes. Yeah.
There was a Nintendo Direct that I didn't really watch. I just watched like the trailers from it.
Yeah, I didn't watch. I know some of it. Let me see if I can find.
There was the reveal of the Dragon Quest VII remake, which looks really cool to me. I really like what they did with the art style.
Okay.
Apparently, they made actual puppets based on Akira Toriyama's art.
Oh, that's
and then
cool.
Scanned those puppets into the 3D modeler and made the models based on those puppets.
Right.
So they have this kind of makeshift or like makerly quality to them. I don't know.
Right.
It's a really cool art style. Like the trailer like kind of really impressed me with the look of the characters, and apparently it was like a huge thing. Like people didn't like it, and I was like,
Right.
"What are you looking at? This is why we can't have nice things."
Oh, there's a new Fire Emblem coming out. Okay.
That was the big thing.
Yeah.
I forgot about. Yes. Which apparently is like a sequel to Three Houses.
Why not?
Because it at the very end there's a grown up Sothis
Okay.
that's like, hey, remember me?
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, vaguely, but
I'll admit I like that game, and I don't remember who that is. So yeah.
She was like the green haired like mystical lady that would kind of talk to you in like intermission parts.
Oh yeah.
I think she's the one that gives you the rewind.
She's the one that gives you the rewind ability, right? Okay.
Yeah. But the characters look really cool.
Yeah.
Art style looks good. I mean, it's a Fire Emblem
Right.
game, so.
Yeah. Seems good.
And then people were really excited for Samus having a motorcycle in Metroid Prime 4.
Sure.
And when I watched the trailer, I was like, oh, that looks like a bunch of open world empty bullshit that I'm not going to want to engage with at all.
Well, yeah.
The thing that Metroid was missing was just these blank empty areas with occasional combat.
I've always said it. That's what it's missing, Julian. I don't know if you've ever listened to me say it, but yeah.
Man, if I had a nickel.
Always said that's what it's missing. It's a Pokemon.
That game doesn't come out until December though, so I don't have to worry about that until next year.
Yeah, there you go. There's a Pokemon thing.
There's always a Pokemon thing.
Farming thing. There's Mario Galaxy stuff.
Oh yeah, they're re-releasing Mario Galaxy.
I see that
1 and 2, and it's like a $70 game.
Oh, why wouldn't
like
it be?
The collection.
It's a Nintendo thing.
Yeah.
Yoshi game that I don't care about. Oh, the Virtual Boy thing.
God, the Virtual Boy thing is unhinged.
Yeah, that's insane.
Look, like on one hand, game preservation, yay, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I get that, but there's certain things, and I've been kind of on about this lately with like nostalgia, where I'm having like this weird feeling about nostalgia lately that I've expressed on the show. But there's certain things that I think at this point it's like people are like ironically wanting things to come back,
right?
And it's like we can just leave some of the stuff was just shit, and we can just leave it in the past, right? Because like this is how you end up with like someone making a sequel to Bubsy 3D, in the like now, and it's like why?
Yeah,
and then like I posted it in the Discord, and it's not in any of these presentations, but like they're doing like a Fighting Force collection remaster, and it's like no one gives a fucking shit about Fighting Force. Oh my god.
I mean, I remember Fighting Force and I don't care about it. So, and I
actually played both of them.
I did too.
You don't need those.
They're
it's
not
fine.
They're not that good. They're really not. I mean, I I remember we rented them. I remember me and my friend renting those games and playing them, you know, because it was a 2-player thing. And they were fine. We had a decent time, but like it was nothing. It wasn't like mind blowing or anything. It was like, yeah, that was something to do. That was kind of it. That was Fighting Force. It wasn't good. But yeah, that's a weird thing to bring back.
And I don't mind if you just want to like get it playable on current consoles, right? So like they just announced that Legacy of Kain Defiance, like you can buy that now on the PlayStation 4 and 5.
That. Yeah.
And so that means that the entire Legacy of Kain series is now available on PlayStation.
Sure.
And Soul Reaver 1 and 2 have been remastered, but everything else is just like, yo, we got these running on modern hardware.
Yeah.
Go. And it's like, yeah, that's all I need.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need them to be prettied up or have like gameplay enhancements or whatever. Like, this is good. I would prefer that you made a new game, please.
Right.
Not everything needs a remaster. Like, you could like just get it running.
But
like,
I mean, more on the Virtual Boy thing. Yeah, that's just nuts. And as one of the 70,000 people that owned a Virtual Boy and played it, you know, in my room by myself, I can tell you that you just don't need to do that to yourself.
No.
I shouldn't have had the headaches that I had at like whatever age it was that I played the fucking Virtual Boy. I will always.
Oh God,
remember
you
that.
would have been 7.
Yeah, I probably was like 7 or yeah.
Yeah, I don't think a child should be putting their face in that thing.
No. Looking back, it was probably not good. It was, yeah. I even I remember that shit being like. I remember at a certain point I was like, yeah, this sucks. This isn't very good. I mean, Tellero Boxer was okay, and I mostly played Mario Tennis, which there's a new one of those coming out. You can just play that, I guess. That's fine. I haven't played.
There's always a new Mario Tennis.
Yeah, there isn't always a new Mario Tennis, so you know you can just do that. It's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's pretty much that. Everything else is just stuff that's already out for other things that's coming out. I guess Danganronpa, but yeah.
Yeah, doing a sequel to Danganronpa 2 is a weird thing to me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. And apparently it's going to have like new stuff in it.
Right.
So I'll probably end up playing it because I want to see the new stuff. But I'm like, and it probably is. Ooh, I don't know. I really like Danganronpa 3.
3's my favorite personally, but like, yeah, I don't know. The 2 has some really great stuff in it, and
2 might be my overall favorite cast.
Yeah, yeah, because Nagito is really great.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, that's actually tough. There's that
and the rocker girl, and the nurse, and the Goku girl.
Yeah,
and the Yakuza kid, like, man,
Yakuza
that's a really good cast.
Yeah, it is a really good cast. Yeah, 2 is really good. Yeah, I mean, I even like the first one just because of the there weren't any expectations, so you go in not knowing what the hell is really gonna play out in it, and then they play off of that stuff in the other ones. But yeah, it's a good series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's going to be a day when like there's going to be a game trailer and it's going to look like something completely different, and then you're going to hear and I'm going to lose my fucking mind.
Right.
But then I'm going to come to reality and be like, but like, how many of the original people worked on it? Like, that's going to be the big thing, right? Like, is it going to hold a candle to what came before? Because really, as we've said, like, they went scorched earth on that thing. So I don't really.
There should probably. I hope there's never another Danganronpa, a new Danganronpa. I hope there's never a new Danganronpa game after 3. There should never be one.
I agree, but at the same time, like, there would be a part of me that would pop the fuck
I
off.
I would play it. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
Yeah. I still need to play Raincode. It's on the PlayStation.
I own it. I think I own it on PC.
Yeah.
Oh man. There's also a PlayStation thing.
Yeah, there was a PlayStation Direct this week, kind of right ahead of TGS.
Yeah.
really nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
It's dude, it was funny. And I think it's because now that Silksong is out, there's a new thing that people have to do, which is just like whenever there's a state of play from Sony, they have to like shoot for the moon as far as the stuff they're expecting.
Sure.
And it's like, y'all are going to be very disappointed. This is TGS.
Yeah.
Like, there used to be a lot of big things at TGS, but these days, since Gamescom became a thing, what you get, like, your not E3 stuff.
Yeah.
And then you get hands-on at Gamescom with the stuff that was only shown in trailer form at not E3.
Right.
And then TGS is kind of that again, but more Japan flavored. Right. And honestly, like, I was kind of surprised that I didn't see like a lot of the stuff from Capcom, because I was expecting to see like more about like Pragmata and Onimusha and stuff, but there wasn't any of that in the Sony State of Play. Most of it was stuff that we already know about. They kicked it off with like a big presentation of Saros, which is from it's basically Returnal 2.
Housemarque,
yeah. It looks cool. I might actually play that one. I don't know why I never got around to playing Returnal.
Yeah, that seems like a game you could probably get into, maybe.
Yeah. I think it might have scared me, because it was just, I whenever I see the gameplay with like all those bullets on the screen, I get very intimidated.
It's a lot. Yeah.
But maybe this one will be a little bit more refined, and so we'll see. I'll kind of wait. It's a wait and see for me.
Yeah.
They showed a game called Chronoscript,
right,
which is like a Metroidvania style game that's taking a page from The Little Squire, where it's very like, it looks like it's taking place in a book, but then at certain points you will leave the book. I don't think you go into full 3D, but like you can tell that like the book is like on a desk, right? It's got a cool look to it, but my initial reaction was they're going for like this very like uniform color palette, and I lost the character in the action almost immediately. And I don't know if that's what you want for like a very
probably
pixel perfect action type of
probably not
affair.
But
yeah, the big thing was that they did show Wolverine gameplay for the first time, and like an actual Wolverine trailer.
Yeah, it looks
all
okay.
right.
Yeah. I
was actually pretty disappointed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's a couple things, right?
Okay.
I think it looked a lot more like a movie to me than
the
Spider-Man games. Because to me, the Spider-Man games, they don't look like the comic book, but they also don't look like the movie. It feels like kind of its own universe.
Yeah.
But still closer to the comic book universe than what you see in the MCU.
Right.
Wolverine looks a lot more like just a live action movie version of these characters.
Okay.
Omega Red in particular, I was like, he doesn't really read as Omega Red to me. Like, I saw the tentacles, so I know it's Omega Red.
It took me a second to figure out who they were, actually. So yeah.
Yeah. And like the design on the Sentinel like feels like a little bit overwrought, and then Wolverine's costume also feels closer to like the costume you see in Deadpool and Wolverine than anything comic book style. But I think the ultimate thing was they cast a tall Australian man to play the short Canadian dude.
Oh, wow. You'll have that.
And it's like, we're just stuck here, aren't we?
Yep.
Because that was the one thing that I was looking for. Like, when they finally showed the gameplay, I was like, if he does not look shorter than the majority of the characters on the screen, they done fucked up.
Right.
And no, he's just like eye to eye with, everybody, with the exception of like someone like an Omega Red.
Sure.
And then like another giveaway, Mystique is in the trailer, and the way that she morphs is dead on how she morphs in the Fox movies, with like that weird like scaly like shifting thing. And I was like, you really could have gotten further away from the stuff that we've already seen. And then this might be a very controversial opinion.
Okay.
Because everybody was like, oh, so they had a trailer, and then they had like kind of a deep dive on the game.
Sure.
And they were like, everybody keeps asking us, are you going to make the game as violent as the comic? And I'm like, the comic's not violent, y'all. Like, I mean, it is, but it's not gory, right?
Yeah.
Wolverine has never like had like, unless there was like I don't even think that he was in any of the Max comics.
No, not that I know of. No.
So like this whole idea of like, oh, he's got to be like just like decapitating people and lopping off limbs. It's like that's been implied in the comics.
They always
in the
imply
past.
it, and they do like a lot of that sort of violence was always like towards like robots or something. Like he'd be they'd show that.
Or when he would like straight up murder a fool, it would either be like off camera, or he would slash somebody and that would be enough to put them down.
Right.
And it would just be like a slash across the chest or something like that. Or like a full on stab through the chest, which that looks brutal, but it's not he's not getting torn limb from limb. Yeah, I get you. Yeah, the trailer opens with him like lopping off like the arms of the guy and then like sticking his claws in the guy's chest and pulling him apart like Mortal Kombat fatality style. I'm just like that's too much. I don't know. I'm optimistic because it's Insomniac and they make generally great games, and I've really enjoyed all 3 of their Spider-Man games.
Yeah, might be fun.
Yeah. But I got to see more of like how it's actually going to play. It's not just like because of Hugh Jackman. This was a problem in the comics because like artists loved Wolverine so much that they didn't want him to be short, so they started to like kind of make him taller. Yeah. But like I posted a picture. It was like a John Byrne pinup. It's Cyclops, Colossus, Wolverine, and Nightcrawler. Right. And so Cyclops and Colossus tower over Wolverine, but there's something about Wolverine in that shot that he just exudes like, I'm the most dangerous person in this photograph. Sure. Well, not photograph. I'm the most dangerous person in this drawing, right? But and it's just the way that like there's something about the way Byrne draws like his stance. He's just lighting up a cigar. Right. But he just looks imposing compared to like the other X-Men around him. Sure. And it's like, yeah, even though Colossus is like 3 feet taller than him, it doesn't matter because it's like he has, and that's the thing, right? And what I posted is that when I worked at the landfill at night shift, there was a guy that worked down in the landfill, like on the machinery, that was Wolverine's height. Okay, yeah, and he was kind of a good old boy, and like he rode a Harley, liked to go to bars, got into bar fights and stuff like that, and he was like a solidly built dude, and he was like a really friendly guy, like always laughing and stuff like that, but he had that. You didn't want to fuck with him, right? And I think part of it was like, yeah, he was so short that like he made sure that he could take care of himself, right? And like that's part of the thing that I think that's cool about Wolverine as a character in the early comics is that, like, yeah, he's like 5 feet, something of like just murder, right? And you don't want to mess with him, but it's like it's incongruous with the stature, right? Sure. Like you immediately like disregard him because he is so short, and then it's like, oh shit, he's the most lethal guy in the room, right? Yeah. So I think that's lost in a lot of modern depictions of the character. That's fair. So that's fair. We shall see. Yeah. There was also a new Zaum game that got shown. Oh yes. What was the name of that? Oh god, I have it right here. Hold on. Zero Parades for Dead Spies. Long title, but that's the name of it. It's I think the reveal of that game. I think so. I don't know though. I could have sworn that they had like shown something somewhere, but it was like super like blink and you miss it. Yeah, it's very possible. But I might be confusing it with the other 3 or 4. Many. That's the thing. Things that splintered out of the Zaum collective. Right. So we'll see. Yeah, that game, I don't know. I want to play it because I gotta know. It's gonna be real interesting because I mean nothing left of the Disco Elysium stuff is really there anymore, but they made it look like it's a Disco Elysium game. I'll give them that. Mm-hmm. And I do think the smartest thing that you can do, because the people who love Disco Elysium they've followed it pretty closely, so they're aware of what's going on. Yeah. And since so one of these projects already nabbed the narrator or the main voice actor from Disco Elysium. And I feel that only one of these projects can get him. Yeah. Right. And so I think it's very smart that if you've already lost him and you also cancel Disco Elysium 2 because that was the right thing to do.
You can't do that. Yeah.
The smartest play is to make your next game with a female protagonist, because that way you completely sidestep the, well, this guy doesn't sound as cool as the other guy. It's like, yeah, but it's not going to be that guy. Right. So that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will check it out.
I'll check it out. Yeah. It's going to, I have this feeling it's going to be from the main line, the main big fans of, Disco Elysium are going to be have the guns to it, all like off the bat. Like, I've already seen people like, look at this is bad writing and shit like that from just screenshots of shit they've seen. I'm like, okay, you haven't even touched it yet. Calm down. Like,
right.
Give it a chance. Like, you don't know. Like, okay. Like, yeah. There was, I think,
anything taken out, like any, like just one screenshot out of Disco Elysium taken out of context isn't going to make any sense.
Oh yeah, no.
And it would probably just be like, honestly, if I was looking at it, I'd be like, I'd roll my eyes and I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? It's in context where it's like, oh, this is actually mind blowing.
Like, there was a screenshot of like a joke or something that's in the game, and I think it was like like your handler calls in or something like that, and you if you don't answer, like one of your dialogue options is I'm sorry, I was distracted by all the hot singles in my area. And I was like, and I read it, and it was a bunch of people on fucking the Disco Elysium Reddit like, this just doesn't get what it was going for, and I was like, calm down. It's not that bad of a joke. Like, it's fine. Like, calm down.
That sounds like something that Harry Dubois would have said.
Yeah,
honestly.
Like, you don't even know what the fuck's going on. Like, calm down. Like, I get that that they're kind of the bad guy or whatever in this situation, but it's different. It's just, if the game's good, then go with it. It can be its own thing. It doesn't have to be, Disco Elysium again. It's fine. Let it be its own little guy that does its thing. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe and if it's crap, then hold it to the fire. That's fine. But like, give it a shot at least. Don't. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We'll see what happens. But yeah.
And again, TGS stuff as well. Man, it's weird with these shows because like they end up, all of them, right? Like not E3, Gamescom, and TGS, and even the Game Awards. You end up with like these like preemptive things that are these presentations before the actual thing, and it's like, it's kind of weird because RGG also had their own separate presentation before TGS,
right?
And the big thing out of there was the announcement of Yakuza Kiwami 3.
Okay, yeah.
Which I again think that anytime that they do that is a perfect time to just get everything under the Like a Dragon branding and let's just go from there.
Yeah.
And there are sickos like me who would rebuy the entire series to just have them all as Like a Dragon.
Right.
Yeah. So they all fit together on the shelf.
I get you, but I guess at the same time, I do kind of almost think it's nice to have those earlier ones and their own, as almost counting as their own little series, maybe.
Right, it's like Kiryu is Yakuza, and then
right.
Ichiban is like a dragon.
Right. That's how I like to think of it anyway.
But we already have muddied it with Like a Dragon, the man who erased his name, and Like a Dragon, Ishin.
I get it. Trust me, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
And no, this looks really cool, and I really appreciate the way that RGG handles their remakes, because it's like, we overhauled the combat system from scratch.
Right.
We've added entirely new sub-stories and entirely new mini games. So like, because this is the one where Kiryu is handling the orphanage in Okinawa.
Right.
And so there's like an entire, like, there's sub-stories for each of the kids. They each have like their own like little quest line. And so you get to see him like interact with the kids more. Because that's really what I think. I mean, I haven't played a lot of 3, 4, and 5.
Nor have I.
That's the sense that I got, is that like he loves these kids, but you don't really get to see him interacting a ton with them in those games the way that so I think this actually leads more into that payoff that
And
you get in the later games.
It's good to overhaul this one. This one probably might need the biggest overhaul, if I'm not mistaken, because from what I've always
I think
understand
this is
about
the one where the bosses were like constantly like zipping around and not taking any damage.
I always remember hearing that, like, okay, if you're a Yakuza fan and you're playing through the entire series, 3 is the one that you get to, and it is the true test of like, no, are you seriously a fan though? Because this one's kind of got its problems. Like this is the one. So it's good for them to overhaul it, honestly, at least from my understanding. So yeah, I'm curious for sure.
And there's a part where Kiryu ends up hooking up with a female biker gang and
That's
kind
good.
of becomes their coach, and you have like you just have these like gang battles between all of these like wacky, and they all have the pompadours and the cool coats.
As you would, yes.
There's a part where like they just all bring out rocket launchers. Man, I love that series.
It's a fun series, man.
And it's cool that like because the Kiwami games also give them the chance to make the older games as crazy as what the later games become, so it feels more consistent. As because the original Yakuza is like very serious, and there's like a little bit of silliness into when you have like the tiger and like the castle within a castle, but it's not as wacky as how the later games are, so that's looking nice. You probably didn't see this, but I posted it in the Discord.
Okay.
There's a gameplay trailer for this free-to-play game called Ananta from Niantic.
Okay.
It looks fucking rad,
Okay.
Justin.
Cool.
It's like part GTA,
All right.
part Spider-Man, because you've got web slinging in there.
Oh, I think I have
a little bit of
seen
Yakuza
that.
in there.
Yeah.
It's got a really cool art style. It's kind of a kitchen sink approach, but it's also got like the Arkham like melee combat in there.
Sure.
It looks really awesome, and it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I need to see like how the free to play component is in here, because it seems like it's just like you roll for new characters.
Yeah.
But like if I'm fine, because I'm the main character, just seemed like who I'd want to play as anyway.
Sure.
And it has like a lot of humor to it. It looks rad.
Cool.
It was like a 10-minute long gameplay trailer too, so
Yeah.
there's like a lot of meat in there.
Right.
And it looks very polished.
Oh, there you go.
So I'm curious about that, but that's probably about it.
That's probably about it.
Yeah. Just kind of wanted to touch some of that stuff.
Oh yeah, why not?
Have been stacking up a little bit.
Absolutely.
But before we get out of here, we do have some comments, questions, and concerns.
All right.
Did you want to take a break?
No,
Justin,
if you want to, I'm down. Yeah.
I'm down. Okay.
Okay. Go get a drink.
Are you taking a break?
We can, yeah, if you want. I don't. It's up to you.
I was just going to say let's take a break.
Okay, I just go get a drink real quick, and then I'll be right back.
All right. And we're back. If you have a comment, question, or concern, there are plenty of ways to get at us. You can email us. The email address is thestageselectpod@gmail.com. You can comment on the show posts for Patreon, YouTube, or Spotify, or you can join our Discord, and there is a channel for comments, questions, or concerns.
Mhm.
We're going to start with this comment from Xavier, or it's actually a question from Xavier Krager.
Okay.
I heard Justin mention that they've been eating while watching movies, which reminded me of something that has been contentious in my family. Have you guys ever used TV trays, and what are your overall thoughts on them? My grandma loved them and always used them, but my mom despised them, maybe solely because my grandma used them so much. Out of pure habit, I don't really use them. The rare times I eat, not at a table or a counter, I end up just holding the plate in my lap or balancing it on an end table while I game.
Our tradition here is it depends on, it's meal dependent. So what we do most of the time is we're weird. We'll slide the coffee table up to us and then sit on the floor. Because we're just heathens like that, apparently. But if it's something that we can hold in our hand, then we'll eat it like that. If it's a meal with a bowl, then you can just kind of hold it while you're watching stuff. That's fine. As far as TV trays, I've always found them really, really unstable, and I don't trust them. That being said, they have saved my life a few times because it allowed me to eat in the other room while my step family ate in another room. Because I didn't want to interact with them.
Sure.
Not that they're bad people or anything. It's just awkward and weird. Yeah, I don't know. If any of you have a step family out there. I don't know. I don't know your relationship, but ours is just like we know each other exists, but we just don't give a shit about each other, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, I just don't eat in the same room as them. They're fine people, though.
Man, everything I saw on X Hamster has taught me a very different thing about step families.
Yeah, that's a different type of step family. You don't want to. Yeah, that's a different thing. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. Usually, I don't live with mine. That's the difference, Julian. That's the difference.
Sure,
but yeah, no, they're fine, but like they're really unstable. I had at my other place that I live in two places now. It's a whole thing. I actually had a lot of my podcasts set up just on a TV fucking tray because that was all I had for a table, so I just used it and went with it. And it worked fine, but yeah, that's my thoughts on TV trays.
Yeah, never used them. That was not a thing for my family. Also not big on, like, we never really had a coffee table.
Sure.
And we didn't really eat at the dinner table very often.
Interesting.
Like almost never. Like, we are very, like, I grew up, it was very much a, like, we eat while the television is on.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
We, not a lot of like sitting down and like talking, probably because my parents didn't want to talk to each other.
Fair.
I remember like not long before my dad moved out, I think through work he had gotten like I don't know if he won it or something, but he got like a full on like Thanksgiving dinner with all the fixings.
Sure.
And so we had like an actual turkey because, obviously we didn't do that. But
yeah.
I mean, it was free. And it was, so we had like a turkey and all this stuff and just ate in silence at the dinner table.
As one does. Yeah.
It was like just the most uncomfortable thing. But yeah, no, just plate in the lap. I've always been a plate in the lap guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
If the plate is too hot, then I use my t-shirt.
Yeah. I don't trust
if I have a bowl that's
yeah.
too hot, then I get a little saucer dish that I put under the bowl and carry it that way.
I am too clumsy with food. I need a surface. So yeah. And generally, with the exception of nowadays, I will eat in a room that nobody else is in if I can swing it, But I do enjoy a surface to set something on because I'm clumsy. I'm just a clumsy motherfucker when it comes to food. Like,
yeah.
If there's a buffet set, I am terrified of fucking buffets because I have to walk around with a plate and remember to balance it while putting food. It's terrifying. And
then get it back to your
it back without spilling it everywhere. That is horrifying. That's my horror movie. What the fuck are we doing? That shit's scary, man. I hate it. I'm really
never
bad
spilled
with
a plate at a buffet. I have like lost a couple items off of the plate, but never spilled a plate.
That's what I mean. Yeah, you'll be like, all right, this is going well. I got everything. It's all stable, and then like you'll get something, and then that thing rolls, and you're like, oh shit, now everything's compromised. It's a whole thing. I hate it.
Oh man, I miss a good buffet.
Yeah,
we lost so much in the pandemic.
Well, what are you gonna do?
What I'm gonna do is move on to Discord.
Okay. You can get Golden Corral DoorDash to you, which is really weird.
Oh yeah, when I
Have you
see
seen
buffets show up on that, I'm like, I don't trust you to get what I want.
I don't know how that works. I'm like, that's such a weird concept. Like, you just get, like, if it was one price, then I don't know. That defeats the purpose of the buffet, right?
Well, so in the heat of the pandemic, there would be times when I would go to my favorite Chinese place in town,
Sure.
Buffet Palace.
Okay.
And I would go in and get the takeout. So I would, you just like get a couple containers, go to the buffet, load it up, and then they weigh it, and
Okay.
I would take it home.
Oh, they goes by weight. Okay, interesting.
Well, that
one
way,
did.
but I don't know how it would go if you're ordering it on DoorDash, where like I would imagine that at that point it's like you're selecting like a certain number of things, and then
Hold on, we can.
I would imagine that they are then putting the thing together for you.
I think so. Let me
getting it ready.
I'm gonna look because I'm kind of curious. Let's see if I can find.
Because there's a delicious Mediterranean buffet that occasionally shows up on Uber Eats, and it's like, man, I could go for that right now, but
Right.
I don't trust you to get what I want.
Right. Are you gonna let me look at it? No. The full. Oh, I can't look at it because the store's closed right now. Okay, great. That's annoying. But it looks. Yeah, I mean, it looks like they just ordered, like, from seeing people's photo galleries of their food, which is fucking weird. This is why I don't, every time DoorDash, you get food from there, like, take a picture of your food. I'm like, no, fuck you. And this is why, because I don't want people looking at shit I'm about to eat. It's weird. But yeah, it just looks like people just got just a set meal, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah. But God bless, I don't know.
Sure. All right. First question from the Discord from 60xself. Do you have any ideas for how to update beat 'em ups as a genre? This is in response to, I think, when I was talking a couple episodes ago or 3 episodes ago.
That's really tough.
I have lots of ideas for how to update beat 'em ups.
Okay, let's hear yours.
How about an extra attack button, Justin?
That's not a bad idea. That's a good place to start.
A lot of my stuff has been more attack options and more traversal options.
Sure.
So most of your traditional beat 'em ups, it's one attack button, it's a jump button, and then it's a special button.
Sure.
Occasionally you might have like something else in the mix,
Yeah.
but like that holds true to like the more modern stuff that's come out recently.
Right.
And I find it annoying as shit.
I mean, you have more buttons now. So yeah.
Well, you have more buttons, yeah. So give me like a light and a strong attack that I can like use for like stringing different combo styles together. Let me juggle enemies. Let me block.
Sure.
As far back as fucking Final Fight, the enemies could block your attacks,
But you
and
can't.
you couldn't.
Yeah.
And it was fucking bullshit.
Well, that was because they were that genre was really made to eat a lot of quarters, and it did.
It was,
You
yeah.
know?
But now that's no longer a thing.
Yeah.
So let's make them
Yeah.
actual, like, playable, fun video. Not that they weren't fun, but
yeah, I get what you mean. No, that's good.
And then more special moves, right?
Sure.
So I think Streets of Rage, like 2 and 3, were on the right track with like having these command-based special moves that were like really cool, and then not a lot of other games really followed suit.
Right.
And I think that you could do more of that with, again, more buttons. But then like let's have a run button, and let's let's have like maybe a dodge button, right?
Button
like
would be
more,
nice, yeah.
more tools in the toolbox. Honestly, and the other thing too is that like, they don't have to be just 2D in the same style as all of the games from the 16-bit era, guys. Like we can do 3D beat 'em ups, and honestly, 60, my true answer is just copy what Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks did.
Yeah.
Because that to me is the ultimate evolution of what a beat 'em up should be.
Right.
That game is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Because it even has, I think, like team up moves when you're playing in co-op.
Right.
You've got fatalities in there as a game mechanic. You can pick up weapons. I mean, obviously older games could do that too, but it just plays really well, and it's fully 3D.
Like where enemies are? adjacent to you, because my biggest thing with beat 'em ups, and I know it's kind of just part of the genre, is like because you're playing with the 2D plane shit a little bit, like sometimes you're like just slightly off and your punches miss, and then you're just kind of waiting for them to get into your punches, which is annoying. So I feel like if you made it more of a 3D thing, you could have a little bit better like tracking on that sort of thing. So where you were hitting a little bit more often, you know.
I want to say there might have been an actual lock on in that
Yeah.
game. And then crucially, because you know, a problem that era of 3D games could have that Shaolin Monks did not, because the characters were kind of smallish on the screen comparatively, and the game was a little zoomed out, is that you didn't really get into the situation of enemies hitting you from off screen, which could be really annoying back then.
Oh yeah, like, that was always bad.
It's why I don't know why like those Ninja Gaiden games were as popular as they were, because it was like they're just like sniping you from off screen because the camera angles are so whack.
Yeah.
I don't understand why this is so popular. And you know, we'll see what happens with Ninja Gaiden 4.
Yeah.
I think next month, or no, I think it's
like
November.
That. Yeah, I can't even remember anymore. But yeah, there's definitely.
I think there's a lot of things that you could do, and some stuff has already been done, right?
Sure.
So like, I do like the idea of a level up mechanic, which Guardian Heroes did. So you can definitely go that route. You can also go the route of just have like a bunch of people on the screen. I know that like that Power Rangers game, I think, supported 6 players.
Yeah.
But as someone who never really had anybody to play, I've always played these games pretty much by myself. So like, that's why like when Golden Axe Beast Rider came out and everybody's biggest complaint was that it was a single player game, I was like, Golden Axe has always been a single player game. I don't know what you're talking about.
It could be cool to even have like an AI teammate or something like that, you know, like helping you out, you know, or teammates, like to give you the feeling like, oh yeah, no, that you are a team and doing this shit. That would be kind of neat.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, there's ideas that you could have for that shit, for sure.
Yeah. I was really hoping that Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks would make it into that Mortal Kombat collection, but it didn't. They threw in mythologies and special forces, and I was like, oh, just missed it.
Yeah, yeah, that's weird.
It's too bad.
It's weird.
But maybe that, I don't know. We'll see. Like because they also were planning a sequel to Shaolin Monks with Scorpion and Sub-Zero, and it's like, man,
that would have been cool.
I wish that existed. Xrian says, been surprised by how much TV/movies Justin has been watching. How long until Justin finally fulfills his sister's wishes and watches Umbrella Academy?
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. I forgot about that completely. So, who knows? I don't know. TV shows we're not really watching a whole lot. It's more movies, and it's more. But we did start Fallout, so maybe that's a different thing that we're gonna start doing. I don't know, but I don't know. Hard to say. She's mostly forgotten about that, so I don't think I need to worry about it. It's probably fine.
Yo, sounds like Kim's a genuine cinephile.
Yeah, no, she watches a lot of, like, every movie that I'm like, have you seen this? She's like, oh yeah, no, I've seen it. I forget everything that happens in it, but I've seen it. Like, okay, great.
All right, from Casey, how would you rank the typical fountain drinks? Coke, Diet Coke, Coke Zero, Cherry Coke, Dr. Pepper, Root Beer, Sprite, Orange Fanta, Lemonade, unsweetened iced tea, and sugar water labeled as tea. Now I'm going to stop you right there, because I live in Texas.
Okay.
And fucking sweet tea is an institution here.
In the South, it is.
Do not disparage sweet tea that way.
Yeah. It is, in the South, it is very much an institution. Absolutely.
You get you some Red Diamond, do you right.
Okay. I believe you. I don't really like tea, so yeah. He wants me to rank all of that.
I mean, it generally. Like,
I was like, I can't even remember all of what he said.
He picked mainly Coke products, so I'm gonna say like Cherry Coke is the king.
Yeah, Cherry Coke.
I love cherry flavored soda.
let's see. In terms of, regular Coke out of the fountain is pretty good. Surprisingly, and I haven't had one in a long time because I just don't drink this shit anymore. I used to drink a lot of Mountain Dew, and Mountain Dew, I remember out of a fountain was actually pretty good. Depending on where you got it, like, I don't know, it was like more mellow out of a fountain. It was kind of good in that way.
I typically prefer Coke out of a fountain.
Yeah. And
I prefer Pepsi products in a can or a bottle.
That's fair. I think it's tough. Coke out of a bottle to me is weird. It doesn't, it tastes sticky.
It tastes off.
It tastes sticky.
Yeah.
I know that sounds like a weird thing to say, but for something about Coke out of a bottle that tastes sticky to me. Whereas I don't have that when I drink it out of a can or if I drink it out of the fountain or whatever. If that's fine, but it tastes sticky out of that. Pepsi out of a bottle is not bad. It's fine. I've never been a big Pepsi guy though.
Pepsi, I guess it's Pepsi Zero now. It used to be Pepsi Max. That's my go-to these days.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Right.
Because, can't drink the stuff
for sure.
often.
I was going to say that's Kim's diabetic and that's what she drinks. So that seems to be the go-to and I get it.
Yeah. It tastes the most like the real thing
right.
to me. Cherry Coke Zero is also a really good one. I like that one a lot.
My sister sent me a picture recently of something I need to try, and it was a zero, but there's also a non-zero version of it, and I have to find it now. It was like, what was it? It was really weird. Oh, it's like wild cherry and cream Pepsi? I don't know. She swore by it, so I'll have to try it sometime.
Oh, the cream stuff usually is a turn off for me.
Not a cream. See, yeah, I don't know. I like a cream soda. Cream soda's pretty good. A&W cream soda, man, that shit was fucking bomb as hell. Now that I'll drink out of a bottle. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Not too high on Sprite.
Yeah, Sprite, never been big on it.
I prefer Coke Zero over Diet Coke, but I'll take a Diet Coke if it's all you got.
Root beer, you almost have to drink out of a fountain. It just doesn't. It feels unnatural any other way to me.
Yeah. I'm kind of right there with you.
Yeah.
And root beer wise, I'm a Barks guy.
I could go either. I can go. I don't know if I've ever been that high on Barks, to be honest with you. Trying to think of it. I actually used to like Mug quite a bit, as weird as that might sound. But I haven't had a root beer in years. So
yeah.
A&W was pretty decent. I don't know. Yeah, Barks isn't bad either, though. I'd have to try them all in a row to tell you which one I am nowadays.
Bite, they say.
Barks does have bite, apparently.
Yeah.
I don't know what other pops there were, but yeah, I think that's fine.
Sometimes do you realize just how ingrained marketing has become in your brain?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yes. All the time.
We live in a hellscape. It's just the worst. Yep. Everything is bad.
Yeah.
Orange Cloud 619 with a comment. I feel I should justify my comment on Spotify episode 60 or on Spotify from episode 68 about loving the banana chat. It just cracked me up that another video game podcast would devote several minutes of airtime to bananas. Reminded me of a classic No Cat move, which I think I did mention the Beyond the Banana thing when we were talking about that. Because, man, I haven't gone back to listen to No Cat in a while.
Yeah, you'll have that.
Usually, it's just like constantly in rotation. I haven't listened to any in quite a bit. I've been kind of barely been keeping up.
I was going to say my I haven't listened to any podcasts for a while now. It kind of saddens me, but at the same time, it's just kind of what happened, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think we'll end on this one because it's a doozy.
Oh boy! Oh great!
This is from Dennis75 who says, "Okay, So I have a question that might be a little inflammatory, but we are amongst friends, so let's do it.
Oh, boy.
I will preface this question with this. I have zero social media stuff in my life besides this show/Discord. So with that, I have zero idea as to what's happening on these sites, and I would guess I am better off for that. Here's the question. Why is it that many people stop liking different types of media they enjoyed before due to what the artist or whatever does or says in the future? Why does that make the movie, art, whatever, a taboo to enjoy anymore? For instance, Harry Potter. Like, those movies are great. I could care less about what the creator had to say about whatever. I don't have to like the person who made X art to enjoy X art. Yeah, so that's my personal question, I guess. I have been thinking about it for a few years. As I've heard you guys say, X person is bad, so I will not be enjoying X media anymore.
Sure.
Is this how most people deal with this type of situation now?
Oh.
And yeah, there's a lot there, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's always a personal taste, and it's a personal line.
Yeah.
And it varies, right?
Right.
So for me, a lot of my knee-jerk thing is when it comes to things that are made by multiple people, right? So like a video game or a movie or a television show, something like that, where like somebody that's related, like somebody who's a major part of it is like, turns out to be like a terrible person or whatever. Right. It's easier for me to say like, but there's a lot of other people working on it. Sure. And also one of my blanket things is if I decided to not engage with anything that was made by someone that sucks, I would probably not be able to engage with most things once I started to really dig into the nitty gritty of who worked on whatever, right? It's easier when it's one person, right? That is the thing, right? And with the J.K. Rowling stuff, I really enjoyed those books. The last book made me cry. I really enjoyed those movies. Sure. I always wanted a TV series, which is what they're doing soon on HBO. Sure. I really wanted to play Hogwarts Legacy. Sure. Because it looked like the Harry Potter game that I always wanted. Yeah. The issue with Rowling is that she is actively currently doing things that are specifically geared towards causing harm to the transgender population. And she has said that specifically, explicitly. She has said that every dollar that she earns goes to fund her little pet project. Yes. And so my thing is, I'm not giving her any more money. Right. I still own the books. Yeah. I still own the movies because maybe one day I still want to engage with them. Because for me with media, there's also like a personal aspect to it. And maybe this is like this might be an uncomfortable thing to hear. Like it might, because I think it's kind of it's where you get like kind of the worst people of the internet coming from. And I don't mean to side with them. Sure. But I think that there is a point where sometimes things become bigger than the creator and you feel a sense of ownership over it because of how it affected you personally. Sure. Okay. So like there might be a time when I'm like, man, I really miss those characters and I want to like revisit them. Yeah. And I still have those books for those movies because like those books, like a lot of the stuff that's in them, like just the way that people are treated and the way that people are portrayed, it doesn't feel like it could be written by someone who has these very like disgusting, hurtful views. And I wonder if like she always had them for this particular group, and obviously it just didn't come up in the books because it was a separate thing. Because like so much of those characters are about like equality and treating people right and whatnot. So it was like a very strange thing for me. But like I go back to like Michael Jackson's music, right? That music, those songs have like a specific, there's memory to them, right? And there's specific points in my life that they recall. So even if he was whatever he was, right? Like there was never really like, I don't know if there was ever conclusive smoking gun evidence.
Never anything like that.
But let's just go with the the predominant theory, right? At the end of the day, I can acknowledge that he was probably a monster, but those songs mean something personally to me.
Sure.
That will transport me when I hear them, right?
The other aspect of it is he probably didn't write it.
Fair enough.
You know.
Yeah. Well, I thought he wrote a decent amount of his lyrics.
I don't know. Let's see. Let's look at that up here. A lot of the times, like, you'd be surprised. Like,
oh yeah, no, yeah, plenty of, you know, pop legend hits were, you know, made by committee.
What songs did Michael?
And I do prefer singer songwriters over, you know, pop acts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he wrote a pretty decent amount of them. Yeah, for himself and for other people. I'll give him that. But not all of them. Like,
sure, yeah.
For himself, just right here is like, he wrote Billie Jean, he wrote Beat It, Black or White, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough.
I mean, those are some of my favorites.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, some good ones for sure, absolutely. But yeah, you know, you gotta fill an album, I guess. I know. I remember looking at what songs Garth Brooks actually wrote, and it wasn't a lot of them. I was like, oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So you never know when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah. Like Shania Twain wrote nearly every one of her songs.
Sure.
Like, because I would look in the liner notes, like, because I was curious at the time.
Right. Yeah. But yeah. Basically, it's the old discussion of separating the art from the artist, and that sometimes that's tougher to do than other times. Like you basically, you made a lot of good points on that. That's pretty much it. Surprisingly, one of my favorite speeches about this exact topic is in the best Chinese FMV dating simulator, Love Is All Around. We're at the end of
with the wisdom for the ages.
Yes, we're at the end of the game. The secret ending of the game. When you rekindle your romance with the artist girl, he has, I can't remember, or he has a speech about, like, I think she's like, but these are genius paintings and this stuff like that. Like, we should admire the art even despite what the artist did. And he's like, no, like, you have to remember that them being the person that they are inspired this art that, you know, people think is so great or whatever. And it was actually, like, pretty well said for what you know, the writing in that game, I guess. I was like, it's an interesting point, you know, like, you know, Neil Gaiman wrote one of my favorite, you know, comic books of all time. Sandman's great. I fucking love that thing. But, like, I can't go back and read it now without, like, looking at certain things a lot differently, you know? And it's because, you know, the things that they do probably inspired some of that writing. It wasn't just like they just, some of that wasn't made up off the top of their head or whatever, you know, like, and that's where it gets weird and tough to separate. Some things you can. So, like, I don't mind so much anymore when there's an actor in a movie where I'm like, that guy sucks, but this movie's really good and he's just kind of a part of it, you know? Like, I can kind of deal with that.
There will be movies in Cinemorons where it's like, we will acknowledge that, this person is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But this movie is great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
100%.
Because again, and that goes to my thing about, like, it's not just that person that's in this movie, right? Like, and it would be one thing if it was like a one-man show or something like that, or if it was like, you know, the leading role, then that might be a thing where it's like,
I mean, Louis C.K. was one of my favorite comedians for a long time, and when a lot of stuff came out about him, it was funny because then I went back and looked at certain things through a different lens. he had a joke about the exact shit he got accused of, but it was such a joke that you just kind of played it off at the time. And then when you look at it back, you're like, it was right there the whole fucking time what this guy was doing. And he was just, playing it off as like, I was just a dumb kid. And it's like, no, you kept doing that. And at some point you had to realize that was fucked up what you were doing, but you just kept doing it. So, okay, cool, man. Are some of those bits and jokes really good? Yeah, they are. But like, it's tough to, separate that because like, it's just him. That's all stuff. So, it really depends. It really depends. Like, video games, it's a whole team working on stuff. It's a collaborative effort, so it gets a little easier to, and sometimes, people in video games do put their name, front and center sometimes, not all the time. And it's at the end of the day, it's pretty much a personal choice. What are you comfortable with? Where do you draw the line? And that's basically it. Because I mean, if you really wanted to go down the rabbit hole of like you said, of like, if something you liked was associated with something terrible, like you'd have nothing left to enjoy probably. I mean, I bet you can do 6 shades to Saudi Arabia and a lot of shit.
Oh man, that's the thing these days that is becoming increasingly worrisome. Because my thing was like, oh, I don't want to support something that's owned partially by the Saudi Arabian government that's been trying to like basically clean up its reputation of being ruled by a murderous dictator. But they're kind of everywhere already. Right, like they own a little bit of like everything in games.
They got their their money in a lot of pockets. It's
now apparently there's a proposed leveraged buyout for EA to go private that has a large contribution of like one of the biggest like investment, like because it's a lot of like private investors that are pulling together, and apparently Saudi Arabia is like a big part of that. It's like that might change the way that I choose to like that might be a thing where I'm like, I'm not playing the next Mass Effect because I don't trust that they're not having like a creative input on what those designers get to do. It's all up to feeling and interpretation and I think also distance, right? Like, so H.P. Lovecraft, right? Notorious racist,
right?
But like people regularly engage with his writing and even movies and like film and like video games that are based on his writings. And it's never really brought up other than like usually a throwaway, like, oh man, dude was hella racist, wasn't he?
Oh yeah.
But I think it's because he's been gone for so long, right? It'll probably be the same thing like 70, 80 years from now when J.K. Rowling is dead and gone. And then I think you get into an interesting part because it's one of the things where I don't like the idea of like completely memory holing the work because the person is a monster. Because like you said, like sometimes you can go back and analyze the work and be like, there it is.
There it is. Yeah.
Right. And I think that's actually interesting because maybe then you kind of are able to see that in other people's work.
Sure.
And sometimes like you get the you get the spider sense, right? Addie was talking in our movies channel on the Discord about her having like general like ick feeling around Tarantino.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, no, I get it.
Yeah,
like
100%.
I won't like. I really enjoy his movies.
I do too.
I will not be surprised if it comes out that he's like just the worst person.
Oh yeah, no,
right? Like because I can kind of see it.
Not even remotely surprised. I'm a big Tarantino fan of his movies, but like I can 110% see that. I mean, there's also just the possibility that like You know, he's just a really fucking weird guy that definitely has a foot fetish, and that's as far as it goes, but
Yeah.
hard to say, right? I mean,
Oh, sorry. That was the one thing I forgot to mention about LISC is that game is that game puts Tarantino to shame as far as the foot fetish shit
that's where all
goes.
the positive reviews were coming from, Julian.
It's probably so. It's a lot of foot fetish and panty sniffing.
Mm-hmm. There it is. You found it. But yeah, I mean, it could just be that, like, he's just a weird dude. I do always remember the Tarantino Saturday Night Live bit where he is I don't know if anybody remembers this. Tarantino hosted Saturday Night Live once. There's a bit on there where he is talking about he's interviewing other directors, like famous directors, and they're all, you know, played by the SNL cast at the time. So there's like Oliver Stone, I think Steven Spielberg, and one other guy who I can't remember off the top of my head. It was probably a famous director that I just don't recall. Might have been Scorsese or something like that. But he's interviewing all of them, and as soon as it gets to like the female lead, he like asks if the director had sex with them. Basically, that was the bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end, they asked Tarantino if he had sex with Uma Thurman or whatever, and then he basically goes into this whole thing of like, no, I had sex with every girl on that set or whatever, and it's like, okay, like I always think back to that, and it's like maybe it was a joke, very well could have been, you know, especially at the time that was made, I guess, but. Who knows? You know, sometimes there's sprinkles of truth and shit like that, and you never fucking know. But yeah. But I totally get where you can get a Nick factor from that guy. Absolutely, 100%,
for sure.
And
you know, and I've said before, like, if it turns out that Hideo Kojima is like the worst person, that'll definitely affect the way that I look at those past games.
Sure.
Although, after playing Death Stranding 2 and Metal Gear Solid Delta this year, I'm like, maybe I just need to reevaluate my feelings on his work anyway,
right, yeah.
because I don't know, you know, maybe I thought he was really awesome when I was in my early 20s, and now that I'm in my mid 40s, I'm like,
sometimes it's fun going back to things that I, you know, really enjoyed in my early 20s or in my teens and stuff like that. And being like, oh, this isn't very good, actually. I don't really care for this now. It has a different vibe. There was definitely something I either watched or played again that I hadn't played in a long. And sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes I go back and play something as I'm older, and I have a way different appreciation of it too.
Oh, absolutely.
That also can definitely happen. I think most of my experiences have been that, but like there are definitely times where I'm like, yeah, this doesn't hold up the way I'd hoped it did, you know. But yeah, then, you know, that's art, I guess. It's a complicated, and this is not just a new problem, by the way. This is again this.
Oh, I think it's a bigger problem now because we do have people able to just say whatever shit is on their mind instantly, and it's out there published for everybody to see. Yeah. So you like, we didn't, you know, like growing up, we didn't necessarily know that if so-and-so was a dirtbag because we just had the work. Right. Where now it's like, there's the work and then, there's all this other shit. Right. So, cause I was talking about reading Snow Crash recently, which I'm still kind of plugging away at because I don't think that book is very good. But the way that it's written, because to me, it's like, this feels like the incels like playbook. Right. Like this was like their Bible. Yeah. And it's like, if you told me that like the author today is like one of the worst people online, I would 100% believe you, because it just feels like that's where he was headed. Right. But maybe I'm wrong. I could be totally wrong. I don't know anything about that author.
You never know. Yeah, it's hard to say. But like I said, this isn't a new problem. Like the Gu Yi thing from Love Is All Around, that was referencing art that was, from like the 1700s and shit like that. The very classical art pieces, and him going into be like, yeah, but Van Gogh was also this, and this, and he was kind of a terrible guy and all this other shit. And it's like, and yeah, like, because he was a terrible guy, it inspired this whole thing. So, like, it's not a new problem. It is and it isn't, right? Because it's like you said, we have the internet now. So now all the information about all these people is right there at your fingertips and all this shit. And it's a whole thing, Yeah. Complicated times we live in. Do what feels right and follow your heart. That's what I always say.
Yeah. And I think to wrap up, it's like, I don't necessarily judge people, if they still engage with this or that. If I see a person like my age or around my age, like out in public with like Harry Potter gear on, I do raise my eyebrow. But I give them the benefit of the doubt because I'm like, they might not know.
Yeah.
Or they might have decided that like their attachment, because my thing, right, is that like, for me, they were really fun stories, but I was not the target audience for them when they came out. But for the generation that grew up on those, like, that's a different thing.
Yeah, it was
so
formative
I can
for
see,
them.
Yeah, I can see that being a very difficult, even for trans kids, right? Because like, I could see like trans kids reading the Harry Potter series and like feeling kind of seen almost and being like, hey, it's okay for me to be who I am. Right. And then having her turn on them in a way that feels just terrible. Actually, there's an excellent essay by ContraPoints on YouTube about that very thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Where it's like a 3-hour essay.
I believe it.
In ContraPoint style, like just kind of goes through the whole J.K. Rowling thing, and I think it's actually worth watching.
Oh, for sure.
It's because she is trans, and so you get that perspective and how complicated her feelings are around that whole thing, right? So it's all a mess.
It is.
And, I try to do what feels right in the moment. Pretty much all you can do. Yep. Yeah.
Pretty much. Well, I hope that answered their question somewhat.
Yes. Yeah. There's also a really good discussion amongst the listeners in the CQC discussion channel for that.
Oh, there you go. Join the Discord and look at it yourself.
Yes.
There you go. Plugged it.
But I think that is a show, Justin.
I also think that's a show, Julian.
Thank you for listening. Patrons, don't forget, you have until December 10th to vote for the next game. Wait, did I say the 10th? Yeah, the 10th.
There you go.
For the Suffer Select. That was probably too far out. It's fine. Right now, we've got it's a blowout. It is 100% votes for Bratz Rhythm and Style. Never seen before.
It's the scariest time of the year. It's time to play the true horror game, Julian. That's all I'm saying.
Yes. Talking about weirdly disguised fetishes, I got some questions if we end up playing that one.
Oh boy.
But yes, thanks to Megan McDuffie for our theme song and interstitial tracks. Thanks to friend of the show, John Gholson, for being our announcer and providing us with our logo and artwork. But that is going to do it for this edition of the Stage Select. I've been Julian Titus. He's been Justin Ham. We've been the Stage Select. Signing off.
Uh-huh.
The Stage Select is copyrighted and owned by Space Monkey Mafia Productions, specializing in independent podcasting. Please consider sharing the show with your friends and support us by joining our Patreon or donating to our coffee. Thank you, and good night.